Madison up against Pikguy. I gotta shout out Pikguy, big supporter of the KM local out here in the MDVA, coming out on the Jacko, but you're gonna have to fight against Catch out here on this Johnny.
Oh yeah, Johnny Jacko, definitely a matchup that, you know, kind of has disappeared a little bit then. Both these characters going through some, you know, changes here over the past few patches then, and doesn't seem like there really any big kind of flagship players still sticking on them then, so kind of curious to see how these two, you know, what are considered, you know, not their strongest point characters kind of match up here. A lot of misfinders through these minions, even some minion tosses to get it started here, but here we are, y'all. First match of the ParagOnline 69 here, and letting the minions do that work.
Yeah, great stuff here from Pikguy. Exactly that, using those minions to do the work, but the moment they're a little late, CatchTXN gets that hit and puts you here in the corner. I like those defend commands. You'll probably see a lot of those from Pikguy, definitely a comfortable option of them. Catch right now using that space to still keep you in the corner, but a little minus on that misfinder. Pikguy gets this opening.
That's one of those don't punish me on minus 15 memes, but you're actually next to Johnny when he misfinders you, so great opportunity. Pikguy to get fight back. All great PRC pressure to keep it going in this corner. Feels like you never get out when Jacko minions are there, but great throw tech to break it there from CatchTXN. Still has a chance to keep it running. Pikguy feeling that pressure as well. Sends that burst. Ooh, but a great misfinder to fight through. Takes that juggle all the way to the corner. Pikguy has to be careful now. 100 meter to work with from Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, Catch has the whole world as our oyster. So many system mechanics on their side of the screen. I wouldn't hate a burst here with that 100 meter in your back pocket, but it looks like we're going to take it all to the grave as Pikguy is able to kick you down screen and get this first round on the board.
Definitely a tough there, you know. Burst up would have been a great call then, but sometimes you're so focused on just having it for when you both need it then. So, no use here, but CatchTXN's going to push Pikguy back to that corner with that burst. Not trying to take any of that, but a great 2D here. Pikguy gets that sequence started, then you have to block it out. When will the throw come in? Is it strike? What will it be? Oh, the Earth to get the other side here. Great recognition. Pikguy did not press on their way down. Sends that 2D PRC to keep it safe. Once again, oh, a little bit of a clash there on the misfinder as well from that shield here.
Yeah, those defend commands, they're often used over here by Pikguy, but I wasn't realizing until even just that moment, they're pretty strong against that misfinder, especially if you're preemptive about it. Catch trying to use some of these FD blocks to keep this Jacko off you, but you're still back to the wall as Jacko is getting the game plan set up. The bots are on the screen. You may see a cheer in the near future as well, but Catch not going to give you the opportunity. Ready with the throw.
Back throw into WinCon. Is it coming in here? Oh, the low's going to clip. Going to send the super. I don't think it's quite enough with the scaling here. Drum roll, please. What will it be? Yup, Jacko's still going to live through 100 meter to work with, so gotta be a little bit careful if you catch CatchTXN, and just makes it safe and simple there with a little card pop misfinder. Then go into round 3 of our first game already.
Yeah, great stuff there from Catch, finishing off that round. Pikguy gonna have to get things started here with this full screen bot pressure, which I think has been really paying off for us, especially because he can be preempted with that defend command. But Catch finding a nice jump in, gets rewarded with the burst, that clash cancel misfinder, interesting enough, using that bot off of 6P to fight here against Johnny, but Catch able to get you in the corner.
Not a place you want to be in against Johnny. A great utilization of that PRC to sit in that 2D, make it to a full combo as well. No hard knockout, but puts out the 2K to stop that BRC in from Pikguy. Both players here kind of just waiting for that midpoint. When am I allowed to press again? Pikguy respecting so many of the Johnny options, but thought the overhead was coming. Misfinder low into that RC seals out that first game for CatchTXN.
Yeah, I think Pikguy was giving a lot of respect to Catch, even when we were at like greater than mid-screen distance, and I mean that wasn't wrong. That's because Catch was demanding that respect, you know, able to misfire us from so far away, get forward with some of those forward-reaching normals. Man, Catch was really smothering you even with that full-screen pressure, and I think that's one of the new changes to Johnny with some of his nerfs in this recent season that maybe some people weren't too happy with. But I gotta say, Catch right now doing a really good job of that mid-screen pressure when we need to.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that people tend to forget with that Johnny 5H change especially is like it essentially gives him one of the most reliable spacings to like guarantee a card throw being a threat, right? So often your call out has to be on when Johnny's going to end the strings early to punish some of those throws here, but now gets great spacing here, just like Pikguy is getting a great route here so far. Ooh, did not break with that super wall to get the hard knockdown then. Ooh, a little bit tough to want to have to play neutral against a character like Johnny as Jacko. It feels like Johnny, or any character that kind of can threaten these like long-range, like projectile killing options here. You know, they just want to set up their game plan, and Jacko not really getting a lot of opportunities to get those minions out there with these big sword normals and Mistfighter coming through.
Oh my, look at all these preemptive shields, man. And then just like that was enough to demand catch the forward advance a bit. Tried to come towards the Jacko here with that defend command zoning, I gotta call it. Able to get a counter hit and turn into a Elysian driver to finish it off, man. Pikguy doing some great stuff, slowing down the match when we need to, forcing Catch to come in, and Catch hasn't found that angle quite yet. Pikguy got your back to the wall, and the throw comes out.
Oh my gosh, and this is it. This is hell right now. When is it my turn? When am I allowed to get out of here? Gonna go ahead and use the shield command this time, actually. Try to keep those minions a little bit sturdier as well, even as these routes come through. Minion is definitely set to the but an unfortunate misinput on that TK finder. Whenever you see a Johnny do a super jump, Jay, as you can assume, the finder was supposed to be coming. Set back to that full screen here. We got minions to keep it plus then. I love that fast RC. Get a guaranteed minion set. The pressure never ending. Ooh, blocks the IAD back as well. If we finish the route, it should be a game for Pikguy. Not quite. Oh, and CatchTXN fighting back with that 2K.
Yeah, that drop on the 2S was so unfortunate. Went for that Hail Mary goal burst. Pikguy just saying, I just need one hit to finish it off, but maybe that impatience could be our death sentence with that counter hit card super. Catch is going to be able to finish off this round with that burst advantage. Huge stuff here for Catch.
And what looks like a Pikguy game there feels even worse with having to spend that burst just to give themselves a chance to claim out that round here. CatchTXN with a big advantage, but Pikguy so far off to a great start in this round 3 here, pushing you all the way to that corner. Minions are set up as well then. Oh my gosh, the chip damage coming in hot. Once again, choosing to use the defensive super as well to keep those minions active, knowing that Johnny's going to get a chance to get out of the corner here. Pretty deep bait on something as well, but a 5H counter hit to get it started. But a burst being CatchTXN wants to get this Jacko pressure to be done, and wow, great 6H counter hit. No full pickup though.
Yeah, Pikguy was so good. IBFDs right there to get some distance back. The distance we like to cook at, but with our back to the wall, we can't make a single mistake. Good catch with that attack command. Going to use this blue Wild Assault to keep the pressure up. Catch going to use that Mistfinder to keep you down. Only needs one more hit from Pikguy to finish this off, but Catch with the counter hit combo. It's going to make you hurt, man. You're going to have to hold this Oki after. Pikguy does have that 50 meter here. Just got to get creative on how we spend it here with this hard knockdown.
6K from Johnny, just sniping Jacko out of the sky. CatchTXN looking like it could be all of them, but Pikguy holding on to this meter. 100 meter to work with as well. No YRC coming in. Gonna go ahead and actually block that Mistfighter. Catches the backdash with the 5H, immediately making it an easy combo. RC, super, seal it out, and Pikguy evening it out with CatchTXN 1-1.
Yeah, potentially a hard call out there on that backdash. Pikguy having 100 meter there saying, hey, I just got to keep it simple. I just got to use my forward moving normal, hit you. Even if somehow you block it, I'm going to red RC, I'm going to figure something out. But was able to hit confirm it into that Elysian driver, finishing up that match 1-1. But both these games have been super close. Definitely a hot way to start us off, man. Let's see what we got here in this game 3.
Yeah, and it feels like both players have done a pretty good job kind of handshaking reads on each other, essentially. Then, you know, a couple missed inputs as well, kind of, you know, volleyball serving the situation back to home. But a great IB. You called it out earlier, Jeek. Then these IBs from Pikguy are absolutely doing so much dividend, too, taking advantage of that strong defensive option in Guilty Gear Strive, despite the small 2-frame window. But burst having to be spent already by Jacko.
Catch using this Mistfinder cancel very creatively, right? Using it to be forward with our pressure and also to go back to see if we can't get Pikguy to whiff and then get a punish after. But able to get these bots set up. You've been calling out a lot of these cheers from Pikguy, these cheer supers. Doesn't get a chance to spend it there as Catch is ready with the burst into that counter hit finder card. Strong stuff, cashing out that meter to get this damage. Doesn't get the meaty though, and Pikguy gets the Oki.
Definitely not a scenario you want to be in with Johnny. Getting that beautiful thing of that card super is you're kind of allowed for some hard pop Oki here, but a great shield once again. Pikguy kind of slowing down a little bit on these shield callouts there. Get a little bit more of that minion gauge to fight back. Despite that attempt here, taking a little bit of space, and there is a great example of the value of that defense cheer here. Normally when Jacko has to block a normal, even those minions go away, so them sticking out to even anti-air the Johnny vault in too. Really impressive stuff.
That's right here, going to be sent through. Pikguy cashing out so much. Catch going to have to claw back here, but we'll have that burst. Pikguy definitely wants to run this positive bonus as much as we can. I think with that one hit, we just need a burst bait. The gold burst actually not connecting, but also not enough to push Pikguy away. The tick throw does get blocked. Catch doing some good defense here.
Oh my gosh, but when does it end? Your health is draining. There it is, a perfect as well from Pikguy, who, you know, essentially just maintained control like that entire game there. And even like before, had that really good spacing on Gold Burst as well. Like, didn't have to even be threatened about it. Didn't get a punish on it. Kind of hard to punish Gold Burst in this game. But just the understanding of like getting your opponent to spend those resources and keeping your game plan running there. Pikguy, like, man, when they have the control, this Jacko is scary.
See what we got here. Pikguy definitely has some favor towards that full screen pressure. We'll see if Catch wants to close the distance early on this round start. It's going to be aggressive with those normals. Some of those normals you cannot mess with depending on what character you are in terms of the Johnny matchup on round start. So Pikguy going to be able to block it out a bit here, but that bot picking up the whiff 2S. Catch being blocked out here, getting caught with that attack command, ready with the burst though to go back to neutral here.
Yeah, that was so good, having that minion to cover the backdash with his own attack command on the way out here. Pikguy just seems so comfortable at leaving these minions in really good spots with their setups here. Love that 2S as well to send the falling minion. William Dafoe looking at the sky as it falls in. But CatchTXN here gonna drop in this first round, which will have Pikguy here gonna find themselves on set point as well then. Oh, but a great throw on the mini drop there. Pikguy trying to push that turn a little bit too heavy. And there is the overhead binder as well. Great option to get that full combo with the card pop. Actually utilizing that far slash, take out a few minions then as well, that misfinder, but there is that defense command. Such an annoying option. Oh, doesn't get the full pickup off the RC. Get that card set as well again. Back to that more mid-screen game plan for both of these characters here. But even Johnny with those nerf dashes still finds mobility around the screen. Good empty low here as well again. Burst being spent already by CatchTXN.
Yeah, Catch probably most likely will not get another burst before this round is over, regardless of who wins it. And with that early cancel into Elysian Driver, Pikguy's in a great spot. Hard knockdown, 50 meter for the mix-up. Catch does have some resources to play with here, though, so it's not all doom and gloom. The Flex Shield's a great way to start, but that red RC forces your turn. YRC, however, nullifies it. Catch going to be able to get some pressure in. Pikguy chasing you down, though.
No pickup with that RC as well again. We're going to be building up that meter again pretty soon. Bring it back to 50. Will the mix-up come in, and the 5D is enough to do it. Didn't even need to spend any meter to RC it as well. Pikguy going to take a pretty strong, resilient 3-1 over CatchTXN.
Strong stuff there, man. Shout out to the Dark Lord 04, I think from Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry if I'm wrong on that. Up against Dr. Doom. I met you in person out at SQXL. What's going on, homie? Playing out on this Nago. It's going to be a fun matchup out here, the Soul Nago. It's going to be a lot of damage on either side of the screen, depending on who gets that first hit.
Yeah, this feels like a matchup we were so used to seeing in the early seasons of Strive, you know, kind of when these characters had some of their best versions of themselves. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how this shakes up at this point of the game here. Soul, you know, essentially having his routing changed for probably the third or fourth time since the game came out. And of course, you know, Nago being on this new kind of like, you know, 5H, get max blood kind of game plan here essentially. So, wow, and a great reversal throw. Dr. Doom taking great advantage of that big body throw.
Yeah, definitely want to see how Dr. Doom's going to play. From, you know, I mean, these Nagos, man, you know, definitely the Nagos we see in Tower, sometimes they just be picking options. Definitely want to see how Dr. Doom wants to navigate neutral here and navigate the different blood levels. That's definitely a very fun part of watching Nago, you know. Nice stuff here from Dark Lord, catching with that 2S on your backdash. That's going to be a wall break. I like that. Using that little bit of time to build some extra meter still gets your super for the hard knockdown.
If you have the ability to cancel into a special move that doesn't have any extra hit on it, why not build 1 to 2 extra meter before you put them through the wall? And a great micro delay there by Dark Lord, just in case Dr. Doom felt a little bit comfy enough to spend that burst. But you're kind of seeing here a little bit of the uncertainty. When do I want to spend this blood to choose my ways in? Nagos kind of have to essentially turn off their ability to do a lot of special moves if they are not able to make that opponent block, get that blood to drain back down again. You spend too much, you either risk popping or heck, even taking a hit at max blood will sometimes cause you just to die out of nowhere.
Trying to catch you with that far slash Dark Lord, going to be able to use that red RC that mixing you up so bad that Dr. Doom didn't even realize you were too far for throw. But to be honest, I didn't realize either. I mean, Nago having that increased throw range, maybe that throw should have hit. I actually don't know. Regardless, Dark Lord takes those. Great mix there at the very end, gets that first game. Definitely some strong stuff. I like how we were fishing for that backdash at times, and I also love how we navigated the wall break every single time. Was ready to, like you said, cancel into a special move that doesn't give you that hit, able to get that super, building that tension. Dark Lord is efficient when we get those hits, but you have to against Nago.
Absolutely. You got to make it count, right? Nago, one of those characters, again, that will make you feel the messing up as well. One back throw incident could be enough. One close slash starting out here. Great usage of that JK from Nago. Nago, despite not essentially having, like, the strongest, air options then with no, like, air dash, unironically has a lot of great air buttons inherently in itself. It's like JK, great tool, JD as well. Even JS has some use cases too here, but Dr. Doom so far working a great mid-range, giving great air throw as well to scoop out, gets the 6H OTG, but extra damage. We're willing to spend the burst at this point. We are believing the hero might be among us, Jeek.
Dude, I mean, right now is a good start to it. Going to be able to HVV to get that guaranteed wall spot. That is a lot of damage. Dr. Doom is at high blood here, but just the boot is going to be able to finish it off. Was ready with our far slash after as well. Great stuff there from Dark Lord, I gotta say, for evening up that round after that burst, but Dr. Doom comes out on top.
Yeah, and I gotta say, like, good stuff to Dr. Doom holding on to that burst as well. A lot of times understanding that even a character like Nago, who's really going to build, more burst than the average character, no need to burst until absolute necessary when you get the lead here. Great job catching out with that 5K after that backdash there again. But Dr. Doom kind of sitting back to that mid-screen game plan here. Blood levels have built a little bit higher, but catching that jump. Maybe we're looking to press a button while we were in the air, but a great route here from Dark Lord. Going to push it through that wall. Good chunk of damage, but 50 meter to work with for Dr. Doom. Everything could come out. No full pickup. We decided to send that throw and get caught out for it.
Good patience there from Dr. Doom. There's a world where you burst there, but seeing Dark Lord's earlier burst was probably already thinking that, hey, I just want to hold on to this defensive mechanic. But we'll see if it comes out on top. I mean, Dark Lord on this soul, I mean, look right there, was even trying to bait it even then. No, I'm sorry, was looking at that high blood and said, hey, I'm a nowhere. I'm ready to try to get this punished. And that's where Dr. Doom decides to spend that blood. Looks like we're still going to be able to run some pressure after. Dark Lord needs one hit to finish this off.
Oh my gosh, and the DP there, gonna go ahead and unfortunately not get picked up. What didn't quite have that far slash ready to hit here. Oh, but the 2H actually whiffs on crouching, and I gotta say, Dr. Doom, despite that pop situation, was playing that sequence so well, but couldn't quite punish Dark Lord for that whiff DP and eventually losing out on the situation after. But yeah, Dr. Doom just representing a lot of patience, as you kind of do with Nago. Nago has to be a little bit of a spectator, kind of depending on the matchup there as well, kind of letting your opponent, run themselves into you, get chipped out by these heavy buttons on the way in. But Dark Lord just kind of running some very strong neutral as well, and when they're getting that hit, they're making Dr. Doom pay for it.
For sure. I think Dr. Doom definitely is having some consistency in this set. Dark Lord's had some lows, but had some really great highs, like you're seeing right now. Nice burst, though, there from Dr. Doom. Does not want to give away any of that positive bonus. Dark Lord can run away with that damage if you get the opportunity. So Dr. Doom going to be able to use this red RC to keep that pressure up, but with your blood high, you got to resort to these H normals from this point on.
Great routing here, and get the soul push to that corner, but didn't want to spend the full blood sequence out. Had to pop again, but the air throw is so good. Dr. Doom showing here a good recognition of kind of the airspace they are able to control with this Nago. So unfortunate JK beam whiff there, going to be whiff punished here by Dark Lord, sending you through that wall. Good chunk of damage and routing as well. Positive bonus rolling in, but this is Nago here. All it takes is that one hit to make you start sweating a little bit. But a great red wall assault, going to get us to that wall, send it right into the Tyrant Rave. The corner, RC double overhead coming in, but great blocks by Dr. Doom so far. Not budging with this meter quite yet.
The awesome stuff here from Dark Lord with that combo. Maybe anticipated a wall break. Didn't get it here. Tried to go for the burst to try to, the wall assault to prevent the burst. Freudian slip there. DrDoom is able to prolong this round, and it may be to our benefit here on a pixel, but using our red RC to get forward here. The blood is very high, Ganyon. The options are limited, and it's going to be that quick 5K from Dark Lord to even up the rounds and put us on set point.
Oh. I have so much respect for people who believe in themselves enough to spend a burst with a pixel left, especially considering what the matchup can tend to bring. DrDoom hoping they're going to build up one more burst here in this final round. The health has gotten low. We catch Dark Lord maybe holding up there after that second far slash here. Who's might be in first bite of the set coming in. Did we recover on top? We did not. The 2K getting caught right here. And on the route, we might be able to at least stick Nago into this wall. Decides not to break it. I love this choice here. Dark Lord, that was so smart, knowing that it wasn't going to kill with the 100-meter thing, decides to reset it and takes it 3-0 over DrDoom.
Beam going to be out here on the Leo.
Little dizzy Leo action here. I cannot imagine either of these characters like seeing each other here. Leo just kind of doing his best to boot scoot as they're, I think Berserker Slash essentially gets kind of turned off as an ability when it comes to this matchup. So kind of curious to see how Ion Gravity kind of navigates this ice floor when it is set. But who needs to worry about ice floor if you never give Dizzy a chance to even use it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the back is turned, your back is to the wall. Not a great spot to be no matter what character you are. But that recent buff to Dizzy, that active frame, that ice spike right there came to bite IonGravityBeam. Connorlink able to capitalize off it tremendously. Those wings are going to pop here soon. Oh, but nice DP there from Ion, and with 100 meters as well. Going to be able to try to mix you up here. One more hit from either player will take it. Connor feeling strong, spends the burst.
Then the burst indeed, just trying to keep this Dizzy from getting started, I should say. Leo there, knocked out coming in off the Fire Dagger. Tries to send a close slash on the way in. Maybe it was supposed to be a DP instead, but great RC to let the Dagger do the work here for you. And that 5H is going to be immediately bursted here by Gravity Beam. Going to go ahead and get this Dizzy push to that corner. Just trying to wake your way in. Oh, and DPs as well on your turn. Just trying to keep this Dizzy from ever getting started. Plus frames, keep it going. H Fireball in your face. Great chase though with that far slash.
Are going to keep you back here with that JD. Nice zoning here. Ion using that 2D to try to approach here, but without that meter on whiff can be pretty deadly. Connor taking advantage of that, and with this 50 meter, going to be able to bait the DP, and then potentially with 100 meter now, could close out this match. The restand, the wings, and there it is. Going to be able to send us with our cutscenes. Doesn't even spend the 100 meter. Man, Connor going to be able to save us. Save us the cutscene time. Just getting a game on the board.
It was as soon as you get hit at about halfway through the wing sequence, you could just put the controller down as long as it didn't know what they're doing. So definitely a spooky spot to be in there. Like, you're only kind of allowed so much time to fight back against these Dizzy wings there, but that blue wall assault setup then gonna allow her to essentially guarantee it, and I love that super to wrap it up. So Connorlink here definitely kind of showing some really strong control, and you have to be when you play a zoner into a character like Leo, who's just trying to bulldoze his way through neutral when he can, and there's that 2D tool here to get the stuff started.
Yeah, the 2D, even without the RC, is a great tool if you're confident with the whiff punish because of the dash momentum as well. Oh, that clash cancel coming to bite you. Connor didn't get a crazy punish, but a punish nonetheless on that DP. Doesn't get the wings, though, and Ion feeling the pressure, spent the DP. Connor capitalizing, closes out the round because the wings were still there. Able to get that kill. Great stuff.
I'm so worried about a World Geek where they find a way to make Dizzy, what people will be calling a good character, because, man, wings are just the sequence where, like, okay, they pop wings, you go, okay, it's not that big of a deal. And then about 3 in-game seconds go by, you go, wait, I haven't hit them yet. You just try to send something here to get it stopped, but, all you gotta do is take down that Dizzy health bar, if you will. At least stop that from coming through. And a round start DP just to let her know I can respect it.
To be fair, we were complaining about Dizzy, and while you were doing that, the Leo killed her during that whole explanation. So definitely a lot of complaining to be had for either character, depending on what side you're on. But I'm here for the good gear, man. And Connor is both players rather putting up that good gear. The Red RC spent early here because Counter 2D did see an early burst earlier from Connor. But this time, Ion spending that Red RC doesn't get that burst bait. Unfortunately, that was a really cool tech throw a second ago, by the way. That was pretty sick. Doesn't get too much off of it. And with that counter hit, Connorlink is going to take you to the corner.
RC's just trying to bait out this burst, but such a great hold on that burst by IonGravityBeam here. You're definitely not wanting to send those coming through with that Berserker Slash on the other side. This back turn K just going absolute crazy. You spend a little FD thinking about, surely if I do enough of these, Leo will get pushed off from me. But no, that back turn dash going so far here. But incredibly good stuff. And I saw it before as well. I was curious to see if IonGravityBeam was aware of one of Leo's best utilizations of getting around on the ice floor. If you use Leo JD, he maintains that momentum upon landing and essentially has one of his best sliding options if you're trying to quickly get in there. So IonGravity showing that they have definitely ran into this Dizzy champion a few times at this point. A great 2K to get himself started, already having to use that deflection jump counter. Not trying to take any of this, but now you don't have any burst meter. You have to call it out right, and a 6P getting sniped out there by
Yeah, trading with that special move is not what you want to be doing. Ion able to use that parry and back turn to keep this Dizzy in the corner, and that's going to be enough to kill. But the burst was rebuilt, so Connor not in a terrible spot here. Of course, we are evened up here. Both players have been trading the rounds back and forth. It's just that was definitely a lay around if I've ever seen one. Ion going to have to respect that ice wall, but try to use that JD momentum like you called out. Got called out by that second ice wall. Both players whipping their buttons here, trying to find that optimal space. Connor right now going to take the space with this ice floor, pushing back to Slayo.
Oh, and the fish from behind, that K fish from before, come back right at the end, but good call out on that DP. Gonna get a full route here. Funny enough, was trying to wait, I think, for the ice pop to go, but Dizzy also getting that benefit where, you know, close slash starter, counter hit in that corner, you can still pick up with that 2S there after that H sword, but unfortunately runs into that 5H here again, sent back full screen for your work at a cost of a little bit of a life bar, and oh my god, this bullet hell that Leo is just trying to find a way to navigate here, and it's coming up all ice.
Honestly, more than winnable. You still got way more burst than your opponent. Okay, well, we'll see now. Connor doing some great zoning on their opponent, but that's why that 2D can't be so strong. Ion didn't even have to spend the meter, was able to use it to confirm the next hit because of that counter hit slowdown. Despite that, Connor fights out of the corner, gets the wing set up. Ion spends the DP, but Connor was ready with the bait, and that's going to close out that game. Connor sitting 2-1. But this set's been going either way so far. We're going to see who closes it out. Is it going to be the Gorilla or the Zoner, man? I don't know.
Both these players just absolutely swinging here. I'm loving these sequences that Connor has, these left-right choices. Essentially, he's not even looking for any kind of left-right mix. A lot of times, you know, Dizzy's kind of going for these, like, you know, ID back JKs after they cross the side here, but just kind of keeping the pressure sequence, you know, safe from any kind of those reversals, letting the fish do a lot of the work as well, and just playing that strong zoning game plan when able here. But this is the king. All he needs to get in to get himself started and push you to the corner. Great ways to be, but the H, Michael, enough respect to get bursted immediately as well from IonGravity. Just trying to maintain some sort of control on the sequence here, but a block 2D is not where you want to be. Here comes that mix.
Yeah, Ion definitely relying on the 5H and the 2Ds to close that distance. Right there, trying to use it to get out of the corner, but Connor with the fish, the follow-up, the whiff, was ready to send you through. Not enough to kill. You do got a lot of guts there on the side of Leo. Going to stay healthy, but that PRC 2K back, not what Ion expected possibly. Connor going to be able to take advantage of that, and puts us on set point.
No burst meter quite yet here, all but another 2D being called out. And you're kind of just seeing the economy of this matchup here, where it probably is so awkward to navigate as Leo, unless you can get one of these lucky 2Ds to connect, or maybe even kind of hitting through with that guard point, but wings are almost online. The clock is ticking. You're going to drain so much during this throw. and with the OTG as well. There's a bit of a freeze moment with the drain. You can see we are at the Paragon ladder number 69. We got Pezaeria versus Fader Runner 2049. A little Millia Baiken accident. You'd love to see it.
Yeah, Pez going to be coming out here, showing us some strong stuff on the Millia. Definitely a matchup where you're going to have to respect that parry a little bit. You can't get too willy-nilly with those JHs. I mean, it's the same logic as baiting those DPs with some variance here. So we'll see what Pez got. Until then, oh my god, Fade with an awesome air-to-air, closing out with that 50 tension fast RC as well. That was some max damage, almost converted off of that Johnson stray hit right there, but is going to make you guess for game as Fade Runner gets the first round.
Great stuff to Fade here. Surprised that JS actually ended up hitting. Usually the special button in this matchup for Baiken is going to be her JK. An incredibly good button at hitting above here, where essentially Millia is going to be kind of living at, but that JS working so well so far, giving you such a great opportunity. This is definitely a matchup where the Millia has to essentially play near perfect and then never drop a situation once she keeps it. Like this up to Pez so far. I like that intentional reset, not trying to play any normal neutral against this character. Close session gets started, gonna send the Winger, and we always say Winger does no damage, but a great early reset into that immediate wall stick, gonna allow Pez to answer back, taking us to round 3.
Strong stuff from both these players, bro. Pez going to be able to... I mean, both players showing us a very quick round start, but Pez coming out on top there as Fade spends that burst to slow things down. That counter hit JS could potentially turn into a reset here. Yeah, Pez saw the cross up, potentially was blocking the correct side at that point, but Fade got you in the mind bender, got you with the throw and then the wall break right after with that tether applied. Fade with this 50 tension, 100 tension now, has the world as their oyster, deflect shield to delay the inevitable. Pez gonna get hit by that Johnson red RC. I do love that preemptiveness there on the defensive mechanic, pushing that Baiken off of us, trying to get that air dash out of the corner and get someone started, especially there in the air where Millia's strong. But dude, Fade Runner, I've never seen this Baiken on the character select screen. This character is good in the air, apparently.
Very good in the air and very good on that ground. It is so terrifying to run any essentially on block pressure against Baiken as Millia here. So many reliable spots to utilize either that regular parry or the guard cancel parry. And let's see what it's going to be. Let's here see how Pez navigates around these choices, and pressing that really good close slash is a wonderful place to start so far. Getting that burst out of Fade then, but runs right into the boot of Baiken.
Oh, that counter hit JS into our own air-to-air conversion. Oh my gosh, and Pez was able to capitalize with that super as well. Dude, okay, so it was kind of like Fade started off that first game, definitely had that very first explosive wall break. Pez is doing it right back to us, but Fade answering you back with that wake up, dude. Oh my god.
Wake up, Johnson! Man, tell Pez how you really feel, Fade. And I definitely are some sequences where that's going to work out, you know, going to call out any kind of throw attempt and even that TK turbo fall as well. So, you know, looking at it over, I don't necessarily hate it, but Pez keeping this sequence strong, getting these right hits here, sealing out that first round. Good block on that side switch there from the Capel. Tries to chase, but the arm is going to catch out. Not a meaty disc here, and Fade was absolutely ready for that. But there it is. You tried to press one time a little too much against the bike, and that far slash going to give her a hard knockdown. No full pickup then. I'm curious if they were actually looking for Johnson there, but got JS instead. End up jailing them back down. No hard wall break again, so you're going to have to play a little bit of neutral with Millia. But the Johnson going to send it, immediately sending into the burst to Pez. It's like, this might be my only chance to keep this going. A great reset as well on the side switch here. What's the knockdown route going to be? Another, this left side close slash here. And Pez going to take game 2 despite a pretty spooky burst there at the end.
Dude, Fade Runner was sitting on like 100 tension for 10 seconds, bro. But I'm sitting there wondering, like, what? How are you supposed to spend it, man? Like, Pez was not giving you a chance, was absolutely smothering you there at the end to get that last round. Man, oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know. Both players doing the, you know, tell them how you really feel, you know. Pez sending that hero burst, closing out the round. Fade showing us some strong stuff, though, with those Johnsons and all forms of the match. So trying to get comfortable there in the air right now. Pez slowing you down here on the ground. This Millia being comfortable with her boots on the ground. Fade's going to spin that burst, pushing you back.
need to get opened up, and sometimes running into a mid happens to the best of us then, but that Baiken far slash so strong. But Pez here showing you that even if you do fall down, don't give up quite again. These turbo falls last seconds here are just causing a bit of this left-right that Favorite are just not quite ready for here as well. Kind of curious if we can see some adjustment to these sequencings as well again, but the Artemis cross through from that Mirage are gonna allow for a great little left-right there. Kind of caught Fade Runner sleeping a little bit, but Baiken, no stranger to getting the right hit and making your health bar quite disappear, but runs right into that 2S again. Tries to extend it out, ends up dropping as well. Could potentially be there, but the JK gonna keep it going. Play through the wall. Johnson overhead, not even needing that super there, and take us to round 3. Good stuff to Fade.
Yeah, Pez sitting here with a full burst meter though. Definitely not afraid to use it, so we'll see. I like that JK to catch his backdash here on Fade. Gonna be able to turn to a wall break, in fact, my lord. Great spot to be in. This Millia soft knockdown, not a bad spot. Got that 50 tension to build yourself up as well. Preempted with that JK to catch Fade with that air dash. Gotta say that this Millia recently in the air has been showing where she shines. And we're gonna be able to close out this round with one more mix. Gonna be a wake-up option getting hit by Pez here. Getting a perfect on the board. Great stuff.
Yeah, utilizing that blue wall saw to get that hard knockdown, give you that more reliable meaty disc left-right setup option there. So Pez definitely holding strong in a matchup that, you know, you definitely have the ability to kind of just move around the Baiken and she has to answer you correctly, but essentially running on block pressure into Baiken for Millia is such a scary place to navigate, but Pez is just not over-committing and getting so much reward for it.
Pez here definitely very comfortable on the ground as well. You know, I mean, maybe uncharacteristic for the Millias you're used to, but definitely got to say that Pez is very comfortable keeping their boots on the ground and then getting those counter hit air-to-airs when it matters. Going to be able to be a little active here in the air just to see if Fade wants to spend after that wall break, but with our back to the wall, we got a throw and an instant overhead to mix us up. Fade feeling low there on that HP, saves the burst here on this perfect, but Pez sitting on set point.
Yeah, I cares by that point. It would have been quite a rough comeback then. Also, you'd be sending Millia essentially full screen, having to play neutral with her. Definitely not where you want to be as Baiken, but a great Artemis here to stop that pickup again. The tether keeping you a little bit safer, but the burst is going to have to come in pretty soon here as well. Oh, back hit on the Artemis as well, sticking you to the wall, going through it with that. That was well again. Good job, Kellen, out with the parry here. Fade finally get a little bit of life back, but another winger, but a parry response as well. And actually, oddly enough, I think you would have done more damage with the super and not even gonna get the kill. No chance to spend the burst or that meter. Pez is gonna take it 3-1 over Fade Runner 2049. And very, very interesting matchup here for Baiken as well. Definitely not a character she wants to be seen when loading up a tournament or a ranked match screen here. Because if you do not main control, if you do not keep this Asuka character boxed down, you are going to be a spectator watching the Minecraft movie for quite the time.
Is their name, is it Nigel? ImaNigel, ImaNigel? I'm going to say Nigel, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But Nigel out here on that Asuka. Love out here in this Baiken. Dude, we're not going to get over these Baikens out here, Ganion. I don't know. They saw you commentating tonight, and they all signed up or something, man.
Yeah, love to see it. Getting back-to-back then, I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity to yap about my favorite character in Guilty Gear Strive here, and great stuff to love so far. Sending out that Escabari, trying right immediately after getting Reflect shielded out. But just look at Nigel just kind of stuck in this corner, not even getting an opportunity to breathe as well. Going through the wall here, no mana to boot. But a great 5P, actually ends up catching the backdash as well. You're seeing Nigel try to adjust and take advantage of these 2Ds, those projectile 2Ds that Baiken is not a big fan of. But it felt like maybe they got a chance to read the cards right now. Man, if this was a tarot card reader, then I'd be asking for my money back, I'd say. But Love here just absolutely holding it down, taking a pretty quick game one.
No, definitely strong stuff. I liked what Nigel did there on the backdash when we were in Love's face, but unfortunately that BRC slowed down, caught us on. I mean, even if we were able to backdash there fully, the 4-framer caught us, I believe it was. You were have to hold that 5K after. So Nigel right there, respecting that throw and trying to avoid it there from Love, but Love taking advantage of that BRC. Able to get this first hit here. Going to put this Asuka in the corner. Going to be able to spend that burst though. Nigel has our cube set up. Going to approach after our pressure, getting our card set up as well. Love blocking it out.
Here is that spectator gameplay that Bikens are so used to against a character like Asuka, but it is up to the Asuka to keep that pressure going, make sure we are constantly shuffling when able, keep the mana bar high as well. Do not let this character fight back. Baiken definitely struggles to deal with projectiles here, because Stuff to Love showing you that you definitely have the ability to fight back with that 6P so far, and you can special cancel into your Kabari. Love showing a lot of comfort with a character that normally struggles into these projectile things and navigating so well. And despite that first round basically being Nigel doing most of it, Love still comes out on top.
Gotta say, Nigel was definitely running the show. The gold was in our favor, but you look at that gold graph after, and Love came out on top. Strong stuff. Gonna be able to hit back with that cube though, and I love that pickup from Nigel on far slash. Oh my god. Going to that 6H there at the end, has our staff applied, but that super is going to keep that pressure up. Nigel going to have to block it out.
Yeah, and I also like doing the RC there as well to kind of essentially use it as like a Baiken being able to run with a fireball. Definitely not I just scared a few people of saying that out loud right now, but really expensive way to take some of that space, but did not cover the toes as well. It was a bit of a, what you would want to call a fake setup with that portal cube again. A good jump out, gets the close slash, but does not get a full pickup again. 6P to get him off of you. Gonna take some time to get a little bit of that mana back here. Until back on. Will we spend the burst? We are as well. I can respect the scene there too, but the teleport into the cube catches you doing something you weren't quite expecting for. And Nigel here taking us to a round 3.
Despite that mana shield being broken, we still took out this Pablo Escobar, man. Nigel doing some strong stuff on this wizard. Definitely able to navigate regardless if we're or not. She's able to catch it with this low and then take it to the corner. Got the 6H conversion earlier. Didn't get it there. And then with that 2H already propped up, the backdash came out from Nigel. Love catching out the next backdash with S-Cab. That's going to be some damage.
Ooh, and gets the side switch. The S-Cab only mix-up on hit there. Really good stuff to Love, showing good routing, but Nigel able to get a hit and fight back. It's so spooky to be in. There's so many projectiles to worry about at this point, but tries to take a little bit of space, ends up running right into that 2D, but the green cube. Streets are talking about just how spooky that cube is as well. Again, the 2S plays so well again here. I feel like Nigel is so close to cinching these out, maintaining control, but on the back of 2 of those portal cubes not being fully covered with a cube beforehand, that 2S and 2H finding so much value for Love, and now they're up 2-0 in a matchup that a lot of Bikens would call one of her worst.
I mean, if you're learning Baiken, you're able to see her go through the gauntlet in terms of matchups tonight, and this is one way that she has to approach this one. Using that 2S and 2H, just like Ganyan was talking about. Got to give Nigel some credit on how we're piloting with these cubes and trying to get our mana back when we can, but Love being able to capitalize regardless. Gonna try to air dash in, but maybe a little too confident. Nigel going for that 6H. Love takes the chance to burst, and the burst comes out from Nigel as well. Still back to the wall, though. Nice 6P to get out.
Absolutely, but try to take a little bit of IED pressure in just to run into it. Baiken JS there. Ooh, and there is the double JP with safe jump option. You can IED back for an overhead. You can even get 2 overheads, go into the landing low, but we all know it. If there's a Baiken on the screen, she's wishing she was in the air. Great 6P by Nigel. A little bit of that space back again, forcing this Baiken to have to answer your cubes, your game plan here. 2K with 2K into 2D, catches those potential run-up of jump frames as well. Jumps right into the portal cubes again, but a 2K mash gonna find your way out. 5P gonna stop the jump in as well. You're looking for a throw. About to be in, but one single strike could be enough to do it. But if Nigel can finish this route, it could be. But the burst gonna be spent as well by Love, sending the super as well again. Gonna send the gun immediately back, and you can't do that to Baiken. She is absolutely gifted in the projectile super wars with that gun super as well. Again, Love now on set point.
Man, Nigel probably hoping for that 7-framer to help us.
but wasn't able to close it out. Love, strong stuff here. Does get the burst away from Nigel. We are low on that mana, but I gotta give it to Nigel, bro. This is a battle mage, man. We do not need mana at times, it feels like. Despite that, Love is taking it to the corner here. You got some interesting cards on the side of Nigel. Gonna have to try to shuffle them around and use what we can to try to get out of this corner.
Get out of the corner, might not even get an opportunity then. All it takes is the right hit, and that's definitely gonna be a dead Asuka. 3-0 for Love over ImaNigel. Definitely incredible stuff.
Let's see what we have out here, man. The zoners are coming out tonight. This Testament going to try to keep you back. Bolt has that stain applied out here. This Potemkin's going to have to be very active with that flick. You just saw it a second here ago. You saw it again, but this Testament as well. These low arbiters are going to keep you back.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Oh, and the Charred 5D first one comes out here, and look at this damage. Ooh, doesn't actually get the hard knockdown with that double button press there. No positive bonus here, but still plenty of meter to work with as that Potemkin. And you guys are seeing already so much of these crystals being flicked so far, but Testament being able to utilize that Arbiter again, and nothing worse than spending the burst to get away from Potemkin just to have to block the window coming in here. BoltC gonna take that first round.
Strong stuff here from Bolt, man. That burst almost filled as well, but with a very strong round start. We're going to take you down to the corner and full charge our dust as well. Dude, Bolt having fun out here, man.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, that might be a shame on me. So definitely making sure RAMAN is ready for these charge dust overheads. Has the combo ready here. 100 meter to work with. Gonna send the Imp Super on block as well. Gonna be allowed to mix up then. Gonna go with that 5D. Gets the full combo with that Stain Pop. Gonna send it to... Oh, but great utilization again of that Arbiter. Despite getting hit with the armor, then the Stain Pop giving you that second hit you need.
And that Gigantor right there was able to eat away our Reaper. RAMAN was trying to be active in the air with those projectiles, but just able to land and pull out that low Arbiter again. I gotta say, it's been a strong tool against this Potemkin so far. Unfortunately, delivering ourselves one-day delivery down to that flick. Gonna put us back to the corner. Does keep the pressure up despite that little oopsie. Bolt has our back to the wall, trying to get out of the corner, but RAMAN not gonna let you.
Yeah, that 6H catching that jump out attempt here. Good chunk of damage to the starter. Going through the wall, another 5D, but this time it is blocked. But that JH Fireball going to keep it going. Then unfortunately, 3 Arbiters missing is not going to quite matter. 2 of them looking like they were going to actually hit. Third one going to be actually hammer thralled through, but that retreating Fireball going to catch BoltC on their way in. And you're just kind of seeing your Testament has a lot of agency in this matchup, has the ability to use other things than their Fireball or Crow to kind of fight back on those flick attempts with the Arbiters here. And, you know, RAMAN just kind of like showing that they're pretty comfortable with, you know, having to understand that while they can still throw out that Fireball, you got to get that Imp set out on occasion. You cannot rely, just constantly send it out, especially with a character like Potemkin.
RAMAN out here with the Luna Snow Simp name, by the way. I see you, my friend. You're not wrong. Here we go. Game 2, RAMAN. Gonna see what we got out here. Definitely tried to get in the air to try to pull out maybe that H Reaper, that angle down Fireball, but not gonna be able to get it right here. Just gonna be able to hug the ground with one. Nice stuff, getting that stain applied and also threatening the teleport. Trying to get Bolt to whiff a button. Keeps you in the corner. Stain applied again.
Oh my gosh, and Bolt just trying something to get out here, but hey, switch on off the wall into a close edge. It's a great place to start here. Blocking it out so far again. Gonna armor through this. Oh, but just isn't quite there. RAMAN feeling this potentially going away. Sends the burst, not trying to have to deal with this Potemkin, and a great low Arbiter to seal out that round.
Great stuff, man. RAMAN able to... I mean, dude, that special move is actually carrying in this matchup right now. Try to go for the overhead this time. But with the flick already active on the screen, you know, it is only going to be a trade, but at least it keeps the Potemkin off you. But Bolt still finding a way to close that gap. Going to be able to smother you in the corner. Goes for a couple resets that even the next Buster will kill. But RAMAN, unfortunately, maybe didn't expect the Succubi Stain angle to be right on top of us. But hey, nice counter hit pickup here from RAMAN.
pushing ball away to the corner, then High Arbiter coming in, get ready for the fun house, and have to block at least 2 when the stain is applied. Oh, ends up getting a 6K and goes into the odd side, but we can finish the food here. The happens to be low, jumps over that slide as well, so important again, and actually, despite how close that was getting, it looks like Bolt was gonna answer back. RAMAN just keeping the game plan going, and so good on that jump on that slide head. That definitely would have killed even if you would have blocked there. So just navigating these really tight sequences so impressively. And you mentioned it before, Jeek, then we're seeing a lot of advantage of these Arbiters being able to at least answer back that flicked fireball projectile. So often Potemkin in these zoner matchups kind of gets to use that, you know, big explosion then to kind of move forward with fireball. And we're actually getting a switch to Faust here going into game 3.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, I don't know. Like, Potemkin, he can have some trouble with zoners. This is Guilty Gear Strive. That character is a little busted. Bolt was playing very well in that set. You know, I wouldn't have hated him staying on that Potemkin. But this Faust can be pretty strong too. These zoners can get a little comfortable going for those long-range special moves. But if Bolt has 50 meter, you're going to see a lot of those scarecrows now. We didn't have the meter there to keep it safe. RAMAN was able to block it out and get the punish after. But that's something you want to keep in mind now. And now that the matchup has dramatically changed, to be honest.
So different. I'm kind of curious what they are mostly looking for as like a player choice in a matchup such as this switch here. You don't even necessarily even get like a free reign on throwing out items, that you do have to deal with Arbiter. A lot of times there, but great recognition of RAMAN trying to go for their trumpet then, but the boys were there to keep it real. Charge 5D coming in. We had that Sky combo figured out, and we'll be rewarded with some great positive bonus. And despite how rough it was going for Potemkin sides here, BoltC now on the verge of taking this round, getting the burst out at least from RAMAN. 100 meter to work with. We're going to come from the sky. Did not have the fast RC ready, but able to get that JD on that Afro to take that first round.
Hey, make the best of the situation there. Great stuff there from Bolt, using that meter to close out the round. I mean, I got to say, these scarecrows are coming out, you know, in troves. And that's what I was saying earlier, man. That's why this matchup's so different now. RAMAN trying to be active out here. You know, it's a rail shooter with all these projectiles. Good blocks on the Arbiters here from Bolt. But with that air conversion, that fireball conversion, rather, RAMAN's going to still bring ourselves to set point. This Faust, however, has definitely been a nice mix-up to the matchup.
Yeah, you're just kind of seeing that, like, Bolt is just comfortable. It's still running some of these odd tools that Faust is going to give, and RAMAN definitely has the game lead here. Even if they drop a game here, BoltC will have to win on this Faust for all 3 of those games. So, you know, give yourself a little bit more time to adjust them, but a great JS to get ourselves started here. A good 6P fighting back that Testament 6P, the stop sign to let you know. But that slow fireball coming in, teleport can come in anytime behind it there. But I love when it gets you caught. Kind of playing a little bit of that spacing game, keeping Testament box in here. The boys keeping the combo routing going as well. Oh, but no wall break then allows RAMAN to get out, but a 5K to get started. Throws the best item you could have hoped for. The command grab coming through, but the guard crush keeps it from picking up and essentially calls out the option with that teleport after. And despite a bit of a rocky start there as well, BoltC on this Faust answers back.
You know, oh my gosh, great stuff there from Bolt. I mean, I gotta say, RAMAN was doing the Testament thing, was trying to put up those Arbiters, trying to keep this Faust down here, but Bolt just sending that Scarecrow over and over again. You have to remember that the Arbiter sign has a minimum distance, so Bolt able to close that distance with the Scarecrow and get the punish after guaranteed every time. It was insane. Now another character swap has hit the building. It's going to be RAMAN out here swapping to the Dizzy, still a zoner, but another much different matchup.
Very, very different indeed, and this is one of my favorite things about Guilty Gear Strive. As someone who is new to this series, you know, I was so kind of used to players from previous ones being so much you play one character and that's it. There's someone you need to worry about them, but with Strive, the game be simplified and a lot more of like the general thing, excuse me. You kind of get this opportunity to run multiple characters then. It's such a fun opportunity there to have multiple Pokemon in that Pokemon belt. Be ready to pull it out for the right type of right matchup you get here. So far, despite this switch here, Bolt still looking pretty comfy on this Faust. Gonna push it through the wall, but not quite enough to kill. But you have a meteor that you are sitting on at some point to rip out. When is it gonna come out here, Jeek? And there it is, raining fireballs and gets him on the side switch too. calls them in, and BoltC taking that first round. This Faust is looking to be a problem.
I mean, Scarecrow already strong enough against zoners, but what if it also made you guess for game, right? And that was exactly what BoltC had set up there with that Meteor setup. I love that block there from RAMAN. That was actually a little tricky there. Was able to air dash out and still block the very active Scarecrow. Unfortunate stuff there. You can throw that Scarecrow. It can be a little tricky, though. BoltC very active with it, however, using it to try to, get this distance closed as much as possible. RAMAN getting bursted back here, but this time knows the Scarecrow is coming, able to block it out. BoltC active in the air, but this Dizzy's on top of you. Nice 2K.
Yeah, gonna send that burst. Not trying to take any of this Faust tomfoolery. Then sends out the banana peel, and you actually slip into the ice for a better knockdown as well. What a funny, I cannot say, I think I've never seen someone slip on the ice into it there. So really great stuff. Getting to see a very unique matchup for Strive right now. But the homies are coming in to keep that pressure sequence going. Gets that hard knockdown off of that ice pop, but watch your toes here. Definitely a spooky spot to be in. RAMAN, if they can just find the right sequence, be able to do it there. Oh, not able to fully pick up as well, but the health bar is draining through. The teleport coming in off that Scarecrow. Good block on that overhead, but Mini Faust is coming in. The strongest character is on the screen right now, and despite only being a cheerleader for Faust, while he gives you the haircut there, BoltC and this Faust are taking it and bringing us to Game 5.
And RAMAN is facing a very unique decision here. Do you stay on that Dizzy, which was not a bad swap, it was a good matchup, or do you go back to that Testament? No, we're going to stay on that Dizzy. BoltC going to be on that Faust to end off this set. Great stuff to both of our players, showing us an awesome match so far. BoltC definitely finding a way to answer back those zoners here, but those 2 games lost in that Potemkin may come back to bite you. Does RAMAN have the time to figure out what we need to do in this Dizzy to close it out, or is BoltC running away with it?
Yeah, it'd be so wild to see that one on a secondary, but a great ice spike to get us started. Unfortunately, pops it right away. We're going to get knocked down by their own fruition here. Who hits the ground first? It was Faust. Which is going to allow you to get that hard, but a 6H anti-air as well. That one you'd be hit by with a character with essentially no guts as Faust. But here comes that Scarecrow. So good at navigating around those long wind-up options from these zoners in this game. And look at that beautiful hairstyle. Those flowers are on fire. The explosion has gone off. Here are the fireworks again. But the backdash central then to keep ourselves in this game as well. Gonna head and do the snip. Fast RC does not fade out the burst though. It gets a chance for RAMAN to fight back again. We are at that full screen game plan. They're trying to get under through. Not quite there. The fish gonna keep ourselves going as well, but the explosion on the hair, it never stops at this point. Both players here with barely any life, and the ice spike gonna do it, and RAMAN has a chance to close it out here on set point.
Awesome stuff there. RAMAN able to navigate around that Afro very well to close out that round, but still a close one from both players. The burst king spent from RAMAN there, so BoltC actually does have that defensive mechanic advantage here. Going to be opened up here on that ice floor. RAMAN tried to get the follow-up there with the close slash potentially, but BoltC able to catch out that meaty with our back throw. Nice stuff. The Trumpet's going to be able to back up this pressure as well. The 5D is going to be the hit, but didn't have the tension to convert.
Gonna get put through the wall here with the super. Does not do a lot of damage here then, but Bolt gonna have the opportunity to get that hard knockdown. Set up whatever sequence you like. Will it be a few item throws? Will we go for simple run up, close slash? Oh, but a great 2P gonna fight back from this spot. Not allowed to happen, and gets the time to run through. And with the help of the hammer, as if Thor was in the clouds himself, the snip, answering back, and just like I would hope for here, here we are, final game, final round. It can go either way, Jeek.
Even in Guilty Gear Strive, the Luna Snow Sim can't get away from the tanks, man. That's so crazy. Thor's still going to snipe you in a whole nother game, man. BoltC, with this burst advantage, is trying to navigate around these projectiles, trying to close the distance, but RAMAN still... This time, in fact, seeing that BoltC may be getting a little comfortable with the jump forward, saying, hey, I'll just close the distance for you. I'll put your back to the wall. Despite that, BoltC still trying to fight out the corner. Both players going for these Hail Mary 6Hs. BoltC gets the first hit here.
Yeah, so spooky to whiff a heavy button like that, but not quite ready for either side. Oh, but catches out that jab option here with the... Oh, the blue wall salt kind of messing with the combo because of that ice floor as well. Momentum getting all messed up here again. Oh, attempts to actually stop their jump in, but it's going to be a 6H to actually seal the deal. And these health bars were blink. CryoVulpes as well. So Chipp versus Jacko, a speed demon versus just a gal and her silly little robots. Let's see how it goes.
We'll see, man. These Jackos are strong. We've got to see what Cryo has for us. Sebas going to keep you back here, approaching with that dash 5K, however. The exact opposite of keeping you back. In fact, closing the distance, making sure that you can't keep us back. That's what you're going to see a lot from this Chipp. It's going to be a lot of those dash quick normals, possibly trying to contest the startup of pulling out some of these bots when we can. Cryo blocking it out right now, trying to get out of that corner. Does get some stray hits here. Sebas going to have our back to the wall. Nice stuff here, keeping that tension, but that 5D connects. The burst keeps yourself safe.
Absolutely. All gas, no brakes for Chipp there in the beginning, but good stuff to Cryo, just eventually finding that eventual hit to get them going. And if you can make this Chipp get hit, his health bar is essentially gone before you even realize it. Cryo really only getting one full combo sequence and a couple stray hits. There was enough to take down Sebas and get that first round. We got a fresh round here, no burst on either side, so you are likely going to have to be a spectator if your opponent gets that first hit. And 7 seconds in the game, and the Sebas is already bleeding health here. Oh, it actually snipes out the air alpha as well again, but that mini catch on the way in. Sebas probably still trying to process what just hit me. And 15 seconds into round 3, and CryoVulpes puts a win on the board.
Hey, man, sometimes you gotta like push your ego aside and you gotta laugh at a funny moment. That was crazy that Cryo just got an air-to-air attack command with the bot. Like, I don't think I've ever I don't know if I've seen that before. So great stuff there. Cryo, you know, capitalizing out the situation and closing out that game. We'll see what we got here from this Chipp. I mean, I'm looking at that tag. It says 6P. All right, you guys play Guilty Gear Strive. You know what that button does? We'll see if it's coming out here from Sebas. No, going to be able to use that dash 5K instead, those quick normals to close that distance and jumping in, getting these counter hits when it's crucial as well. Cryo blocking it out.
It's up to Sebas, who's essentially won the burst war in both of our games so far right now, and nothing worse than essentially spending your bursting. Okay, now I have a chance to play again, and you're already being put through the wall. Big starter, hard knockdown as well. Gonna have to guess for your life on this jump in. Empty jump in into the throw. Gets the rope set RC for a nice pickup. Sebas putting a round on the board.
Yeah, and we're sitting at full burst as well, so definitely in a great spot. Cryo going to be able to catch you with that whiff punish low, however, and one knockdown is going to be enough. Sebas feeling that pressure, spends that burst, but now that it's gone, this counter hit 2D is going to set up some good damage for Cryo, taking you all the way to the other side of the screen, man. Globe to globe. Cryo coming out on top of this Elysian driver.
Absolutely great round being answered back here by Cryo. A perfect on top of that, but all you really need are 2 good hits on a Chipp to get that result. It's out that great hit from the far slash thing. Gonna get the minion being set. Blue wall salt to keep it going. 2 minion set as well. When will it end? The 5D gonna stick here. Oh, thinking they need a little bit more. Expected on the FRC, but positive coming in. Snipes out that IED as well. The 2D gonna get itself started. Not able to block on the option, but there is a run up 5H, which is gonna simply get low profiled by that incredibly strong tool in the Jacko 2D. Cryo up 2-0 right now. And you said before, Geek, like Sebas definitely kind of navigating the elements of the neutral very well, getting those right hits, some great combo options then. But, you know, Chipp, you just essentially are not allowed to mess up. As soon as you fumble the ball, that could be your last time on offense here. And Cryo showing it that once they got the offense going, got those minions set on you in that corner, it is really hard to fight out.
Yeah, this Jacko definitely playing very strong. I mean, you got to be, as a 2-step character, you have to understand this matchup against Chipp, against the fast characters in general, but especially against Chipp. You're going to be having to do things differently, especially when you're at disadvantage. But I got to say, Cryo have been doing a good job of capitalizing off of these hits, especially some of these whip punishes. It looks like it's going to be the low here to finish off the round with a perfect Cryo trying to finish off this round 3-0.
The empty low was so good there. Definitely Cryo showing absolute masterclass of this Jacko. Great high-low sequences. You need the minions to keep yourself plus, even if it ends up being blocked. Catching out that low alpha with the 2D again. 2D empty, but we hit the minions, so it kept it plus again. And Sebas just not able to find their footing. And with 3.
Coming out here on the Kai. Going to be coming up against TestYourLuck on this Nagoriyuki. Now, these are some very strong players. I wouldn't be surprised to see them in a top 8, depending on the night. But right now, we're still trying to decide who's going to get up there, guys. This is still the ladder format. TestYourLuck spending that burst to get this Kai back. The red mist trying to get these stun edges to get that shock state applied. And with that blood high as well, an early cancel on the RTL. This is not a great spot for TestYourLuck.
Yeah, no blood to really work with. Does have 50 meter at least, then too. Decides to spend the H, do the H fireball as well. Gonna give you that meaty hit as well into the shock state, allowing for one of the Kai's newer combos too. And even great recognition of that pop happening, but a great close slash to get us started. Look at that damage, nearly 50% for a base of B and B. TestYourLuck showing you that you better be ready for any hits that comes in. Bring you to that PRC to keep that sequence in going as well. Gonna get into the bite, get all of that blood back. 100 meter behind it, could be any hit to do it.
Oh man, Zavi getting that burst just in time, feeling like a hero. TestYourLuck about to get our own burst as well, though. We'll have to see. It doesn't get spent on this wall break. But with that tension high, TestYourLuck only needs one bit of mix to close it out. It's going to be that BRC drift forward to get your stun dipper punish to get that last hit. TestYourLuck closing out that round and having that burst advantage.
Oh, red miss there. Great jump forward. I guess she gets over the Nago clone, then being able to throw for a punish. But here is the Street Fighter 6 at home sequence. Will the throw loops come in? No, it's that strike going. Tap 5D into that RC. Tries to bait out the burst, but does not hold and commit the whole way through. A great late burst by TestYourLuck. Blocks out of that 2H from Nago, getting that hard knockdown. Plus frame zone again, 6H to catch it out here, finish your food, and a game will be yours. Red Mist gonna take a very strong game 1.
Strong stuff there, man. Zavi gonna be able to get that first game here on the board, but not after both players sharing strong rounds back and forth. Zavi doing a good job of like navigating that high blood. TestYourLuck doing a good job of, despite that high blood, closing you down, being able to navigate around this Kai pressure, using our system mechanics to put ourselves in positions where we can punish out Zavi's special moves. We'll see how this round starts here. Kai definitely a strong character at this round start, but so is Nago. It's going to be a far slash to just keep you back after that 5K. Nice block on the overhead. TestYourLuck trying to do that Fukio back. The red mist spends the burst that puts you in the corner. Test trying to get out, but not yet.
Not yet, indeed. Here, gonna get counter hit on the overhead after that JD, but the multiple 5Ks to keep it burst safe. There, Premise going the extra mile just to see if TestYourLuck was willing to spend that burst, and having to spend that meter. Not only do you go into that meter penalty option, TestYourLuck still holding on to this burst. Gonna send you through the wall with that super. I don't think there'll be enough to kill with the scaling. We are gonna get that multiple hits as well. And it was enough to kill. Nago Super has such a good time with Guts crushing, getting multiple hits again. Definitely close there. We're going to get that burst spent out already then to keep this red mist here stuck in this corner.
Yeah, that blood's getting high though. TestYourLuck trying to navigate around that situation. Red Mist going to be able to close the distance with our Fuja Arc. The fast RC is going to be the mix here. Frame trapping test and sending us through. Now that blood is high, but so is the tension. So we're going to see what we can do with that 50 meter once we earn it up. And it's going to be the white wall assault to start us off. Great counter hit conversion with that far slash.
Yeah, going right through that Kai H fireball again. TestYourLuck, keeping Red Mist stuck in this corner. You have to be careful now if you're Kai. Any stray hit can likely do it at that high blood, but a stun dipper low RC. As long as we can finish this route here, it should be a dead TestYourLuck. There it is. And despite getting pretty low on the health bar then, Red Mist holds strong, fights back to the right hit there, tries to chase that backdash with the charged wild assault. Not able to connect then. Good 2P bar to fight out again as well, but that Nago sliding in with the throw, catches you inching just a bit with the close slash. Gonna put you through the wall game with the super, get a hard knockdown then, and any hit will likely do it for TestYourLuck. What will that mix be?
Oh, nice DP there from the Red Mist here. Trying to contest test on that wake up situation. PRC back is going to be able to keep you away from that 6P, but I'm looking at that HP and I'm looking at how low that tension is. And I'm considering the fact
You gotta look out for the chip damage as well. Despite that, oh my god, the red mist setting that Hail Mary gold burst. I mean, to be fair, Test could have chosen to take our turn back there, but with that little bit of extra patience, was able to get that punish, closing out the game 1-1.
Yeah, I was wondering, we were just like immediately trying to answer back on any press that Test would want to spend after that gap was essentially offered again. So definitely don't blame it there too, but you know, it was more of a player read than essentially when you would want to do in a lot of sequences there. But very low life, right? You know, essentially any singular hit from Nago could potentially have just killed you at that point. So Red Mist showing that they're willing to spend that burst if it means getting that round, getting that game, even a little bit more unconvention. So going into game 3 here, round start changing a little bit there. Great 6B on the far slash this time, but no full pickup for Test. To go ahead and get this out for both our players. Back to more of that mid-range, but blood has already been spent and high, which will give you that extended heavy normals here. But a great 6B by TestYourLuck. Gonna win the first burst, and burst speed spent on both sides here. Next hit's gonna matter so much, Jeek.
Oh man, definitely with that shock state as well. Red Mist is going to keep you in the corner and then still get that blood pop punish. I mean, even the H-Stun Edge was ready to follow up. Guys, shouts to the Red Mist, who is 6-1 in the bracket right now. Winning this will further solidify our second seed potentially. TestYourLuck still towards that 9th place position, so this is a very critical match for Test to win, would throw us up to the 7-3 score lead, potentially putting us over some of our other competitors. Until then, the Red Mist has the lead here in game 3. Zavi walking you down and catching you with that frame trap on your backdash. TestYourLuck going to be sent through with that DP route. Great stuff here from the Red Mist.
Kaya's DP route here is so sick. I love this character change here, but double BRC forward moment then. TestYourLuck going to spend it on the gold burst. Unfortunately, gets clipped again by Red Mist here, who's now up 2-1 in this set. Just one more game to very likely solidify themselves in that upper side of the winner's part of the top 8 bracket. We still have about 12 minutes left here in that ladder. So let's see if these players will be getting more games after this set concludes, but we still have to see if TestYourLuck can dig deep, find 2 more game wins to let themselves turn this set around, or will be a Red Mist sweep here.
We'll see, man. I like Test being preempted with that DP, trying to just keep back the Red Mist. They're going to be that gold burst spend to get some of our meter back after that positive bonus starts cranking away, but feeling a little active there on, oh my god, okay, try to bait the first burst on that potential chance from Test, but then was able to get it afterwards. The Red Mist definitely trying to style here in this last round. Despite that, this Nago with this high blood trying to go for another command throw to try to get some of that blood back, but the Red Mist gets the punish, puts you back in this corner. One more hit will take it, and the Foudre arc does it. We're sitting on set point.
Yeah, great Foudre there to bait out that reversal throw from Test here, trying to fight back as big bodies tend to do. Great Foudre again here, taking that soft knockdown off of that stun dipper. Oh, but gets clipped on the 5H after that far slash here. Red Mist keeping Test stuck in this corner. Shock has been applied. The shimmies are coming in. Again, but gets checked in the Fukio forward as well with a counter hit. And that's to just get the super. Gonna head it, send it on the Sacred Edge. You were reapplied with that shock. Hard knockdown as well. Oh, and it could have been anything there. I bet Test just saw their health bar.
Dark Lord, of course, on that Soul, winning their previous match, and Connorlink also winning their previous match on the Dizzy. So both of these players definitely showing that they have what it takes to get the win when they need to. We got to see how they face off against each other.
Yeah, definitely a different matchup that these characters were more or less ready for. So the pace is going to be a little bit different here. Going to be up to Dizzy to kind of stop this Soul from dash blocking his way in. No sweet hits, but another great example again of Ice Floor kind of stopping a bit of that neutral skip opportunity that Souls will have with that sliding low here. But a great air throw with the wings are active. They're going to come out just about now, but no option to OTG, but the fish going to catch those pre-jump frames there. Connor taking a pretty confident round 1.
Nice stuff, man. Nice stuff. Connor showing us a little bit of a lore matchup, by the way, but trying to keep back this Soul when we can. Dark Lord showing us some good defense here, trying to be preemptive with those dash blocks. That right there was a dash jump there on that ice spike to try to close some of the distance despite this zoning. Too much of a gap go, though, gets answered by the DP. Dark Lord able to get out of that wicked situation. Connor trying to be aggressive with that 6H, and this fast RC, that burst is built, but gets spent. Dark Lord on a little bit of HP here to close out the round.
Do a lot of work as well, and curious to see if Connor's willing to spend that burst. They are. I absolutely agree. Getting your turn back and the opportunity to just close this out, but the actual Bandit Bringer whiffing on the way in allows Connor to get that air grounded throw to seal out that first game. And you saw Dark Lord doing a pretty good job navigating around a lot of the dizzy stuff, but just Connor gonna hit those good sequences then. Already shows taking advantage of those wings. Honestly, Connor getting a lot of their round wins off of wings tonight here. Definitely one of the higher, I'd say, wings counts I've been seeing here, next to maybe even like a player like Perluna. So really impressive stuff, showing that they have a lot of comfortability on Dizzy, who's still a fairly new character and strives length of time being out.
We'll see, man. Connor right now trying to keep you back out here, catching Dark Lord here with our 5H, but that burst going to keep you back. Connor going to use that Far Slash to try to get out, though. That Ice Spike being very active, being preemptive here on Dark Lord. I mean, look at this Soul just like ice skating across, man. He looks so goofy trying to run just to close any amount of distance. Not like this character already has a hard time trying to approach against zoners at times. Connor doing a good job of building up this meter. Dark Lord with our own 100 tension, however.
What will the route be? I think as long as we can stick him through the wall with the super, it should be enough. Not one of the highest hitting supers. It actually isn't. Oh, I was wondering there. Yeah, just the kind of one of those moments where scaling is going to be too much. But a backdash BRC going to give you a great routing choice. Going to get that hard knockdown again with that ice pop. Great block on the double overhead after the fast RC here. Dark Lord barely working with any life, and it could have came out from so many options. You have to FD everything coming in, and despite getting a little scary there for Connor, then still able to steal out that first round.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that Flame Spear PRC is definitely a strong option, but I mean, Dark Lord knows exactly what that looks like. Gunflame PRC, right? Like, knows exactly how strong that option can be. Hey, catching out Connor here, maybe being a little too active here on our projectiles. Dark Lord gets a nice combo here, breaks the wall with the 2H. Doesn't have the tension for the super break yet, but at this point, a normal hit into Red RC is going to be all we need to close out this round. We just got to get the hit.
Absolutely, and calls out the close range of the S Icicle there, does not connect with Dark, and despite as active as that button feels like, you can still swing at Dizzy, but great call out on that burst. Keep yourself burst safe here again. The wings are active. You're feeling that timer is ticking down in your brain. It's so easy for you to pick the wrong option when you're feeling the pressure of something that is going to tick-tock all of your health bar away. And Connor here up 2-0 already here in this set, and so far we've just seen such great examples of why Dizzy, despite kind of being viewed as like one of these weaker characters in the grand scheme of Strive's character roster, still has the ability to win, still requires you to call her out for all the bullshit blazing that these characters do.
I mean, like all Guilty Gear Strive characters, this game rewards you for knowing what you're doing on your character, right? The character specialization gets heavily rewarded, and I gotta say, Connor definitely looking like one of the stronger Dizzies I've seen. Dark Lord gonna be sending you through here despite that with a very strong round start, very strong. If we're gonna be giving compliments, I gotta give it to this Soul as well. Dark Lord with a really strong round start, gonna be able to catch you on that frame trap DP to keep Connor here in the corner, and the mixed wild throw will be enough to close that round out with a perfect. Man, we need this Dark Lord nonstop for the rest of the set.
Yeah, what a great sequence there, mixing up that fast RC sequence with the single JP into the command grab. We love to see the multiple layers, the 3 options of Nick's Soul will have after that. But Connor, not deterred yet, already getting the burst out of Dark Lord here so far. If Dark Lord's going to get access to that burst again, it's not going to come until that next round. Connor definitely has an opportunity if they can just answer back. Pick the right sequence. A throw is a great place to start. To set out that K-Fish as well. Try to keep keep Dark Lord here guessing them, but a great DP after that Bandit Bringer being blocked. Double overhead mix again. You're stuck in this corner. Finally sends out the super. Has the ability to RC it as well then. Potentially extend it out. The pick up here again. We get the full sequence into the kill. Oh, but scaling's too high.
Yeah, potentially Connor going for a reset there on that fish and just get the last hit we needed. But dude, Dark Lord, needed only one counter hit to close out that round, man. Soul, I'm looking, Connor was at kill percent with soul damage. Just needed that counter hit, but despite that, Connor kept it cool and put ourselves on set point. Despite that, Dark Lord started this game with an explosive, perfect round. So we got to see if Dark Lord can keep that momentum up. Connor definitely slowed it down a bit here to put ourselves in set point, but we got to keep it up to close it out.
Easier said than done. This character has such great reach with her normals, but that finds the 6S counter hit to keep us going. Look at that damage with the FRT cancel, putting this Dizzy through the wall. Positive bonus working in your favor. Now you have so many options here to potentially bait out this burst. How will it come in? We'll look at utilize 100 meter on Connor's side as well. But the respect coming out here from Dark Lord, a little too much, but gets that backdash caught there with that close slash. As long as Connor finishes the route, we get to go into the 100 meter super. The father-daughter Kamehameha coming in here and gonna put Connorlink winning this set 3-0 over Dark Lord.
Drive, Pikguy. Showing up to the KM logo. What's going on in UVA? I gotta shout out every time I can. Pikguy. Gonna be coming out in this Jacko. Strong stuff here with these bots to keep this Baiken down on this round start. The counter hit is gonna put Udon in a bad spot here. Trying to get something started here. I gotta say, this Baiken play at the beginning, super patient. Our first time seeing this Baiken tonight, despite already seeing two other ones. Udon definitely showing us an immense amount of patience, and you have to be in the face of these bots beating you down. That defense cheer keeps them alive for so much longer. Udon going to be sent through.
Yeah, not really much of a chance to do anything. Baiken definitely forced to be a little bit of a spectator until you get some hard reads on some of the options the enemy Jacko is looking for. I'm curious to see if we're going to see any fighting back from those 2K2Ds or calling out potential minion options in that corner. But we do get the corner so far then. Multiple of these Yozansen overheads coming out with no meter behind it. And I kind of like that there. Udon choosing to not essentially break the wall early then. Not really want to have to play neutral with a character like Jacko. Definitely can take you pretty far, but it could be a Magical Pixel and a Dream. I mentioned earlier, Baiken is in so much control of this once she can get the hit started then, but otherwise just kind of forced to watch that Jacko. Surprisingly clips the Jacko while attack command ends up going out. Kind of a funny trade there to end that round, bring us to round 3.
I mean, that just goes to show that Pikguy was still representing that threat, right? That bot was, sitting on Udon's tail right there, ready to, and is in fact ready to get the pickup as well. I gotta say, Pikguy really good at putting the bots in spots to keep the pressure on our opponent, as well as pick up some of these stray hits into, in this case, a wall break. Pikguy in a great spot to try to close out this round. This positive bonus building up this tension, gets a red RC conversion off that 5K, but Udon spends the burst.
Yeah, and one thing that Baiken can struggle with is once you get a minion behind her, then her dash speed definitely not one of the fastest in Guilty Gear, despite getting some buffs in the more recent patches as well. And Pikguy with a strong perfect here, just showing that once they have control, Udon just hasn't quite been able to find the right hit to get out again. But this is Baiken, y'all. Once the blender starts, it can be so hard to stop it. So one game, definitely not enough to shy off that. Udon doesn't have the ability to bring this back.
We'll see. Now, Udon has played some other characters that I've seen recently in competitive situations, so without spoiling it
here, but we are on this Eno now. Let's see if this note is enough, the chemical love is enough, or just some special move neutral to navigate around these weird options, y'all. But we are getting back into it. Fresh game, lobby a-working, and our players are ready to scrap. Let's rock.
We'll see. We're playing out this match. No real information was exchanged in that first round, right? So we're starting off from scratch. These players, we're going to figure out what we got going on. Pikguy, of course, having that game lead, going to be chasing you down with this wall assault. Udon, going to be showing you what this secondary can do. We're getting in with our stroke, trying to approach this Pikguy who's holding that bot. You can't block while you're holding that bot, but Pikguy was ready to drop it and be ready for that stroke from Udon, who's been very active here in our defense, trying to get out of this corner. Pikguy, however, just smothering you down.
Yeah, I know. Kind of a familiar place to be in the corners. And you know, unfortunately, like, Baiken actually has some privilege against Zacho in that situation. So now kind of being forced to run this character with essentially no reversal option outside of that super. And this pressure from Pikguy is just a little too rounded, a little too clean for Udon to find that chance to fight in. But all, you know, he needs to knock him, but a great 5P to anti-air. That cancel after the dive. Another throw coming in then, but no full representation. Going to finish that route out here. 2K2D catching it, not breaking that wall yet, not letting this Eno get a chance to play that neutral. Burst immediately being sent by Udon, just looking for one hit, one knockdown to get started.
Pikguy right here with the 100 tension just has to wake up first, but Udon going to cancel the first hit of 5H into super. So great awareness there from Udon, capitalizing on our meter spend here. Pikguy with all of these resources just needs a chance to wake up, trying to frame trap you with this command. Our bots are out, our cheer is applied. Udon going for a Hail Mary here, but the bots are defended here because of that cheer super.
Yeah, I was curious if if they would also live from a super projectile as well from that follow-up aspect of the command here from Eno, but Eno barely getting a chance to play this set out. Udon just trying to find one clean hit to get themselves started here. Eno just needs that knockdown. Will we see a burst coming out from Pikguy? Nope, gonna go ahead and save it, and I fully agree here. If you would spend that burst and still lose the round, staring at your opponent with that full burst meter, that could be a spooky proposition to enter.
Trying to keep you back here. Good counter hit from Udon, but the burst comes out from Pikguy, keeping you back. The rounds evened up here. This Eno definitely looking strong. I love how active we are here with that 2P, the fight back against these bots. You got to do that against Pikguy, right? Pikguy wants to pull out those little homies. Udon got to be ready to slap them around. Going to be able to super you through. This hard knockdown for Eno can be quite the a scary situation. Pikguy being aggressive, however, with that 6P gets out of the corner.
Yeah, I wonder if they're looking potentially to run underneath the Eno there, but her collision block still low enough to keep you on that same side. But Pikguy is getting the pressure going. These minions are doing so much work, but the new one out here again. 2K going to check that stroke coming in here as well. There's that chemical love. Going to snipe out the little minion on the way and going to clip there with the S stroke here. Put this Pikguy through the wall, but the scaling with the extra RC, not enough to quite kill. But the overhead JS there, great stuff to Udon. And despite a little bit of a rocky start in this game 2 here, finds their bearings, keeps the pressure going, gets the one knockdown they need, and seals out the game.
Yeah, I mean, Udon definitely being rewarded for the patient defense. Got to say, we've been able to block out those bots pretty well. They do represent potential, you know, the threat of chip damage just taking you out without you getting a chance to play. But I got to say that Udon's been able to find our moments to fight back despite those situations. So evening up the score on each side, we'll see. Looks like our players are talking out in the Discord what we got to do for our next match. We may be starting up here in just a moment as we go into our game 3. Pikguy, I'm not aware, has a secondary, or I'm not aware if they have a secondary, rather. Not that they have to swap, that is. So we're probably going to see this Jacko for most of this set for this tournament run. But guys, if you don't want to say it the whole time, there's got to be at least one of you who hasn't claimed one of those Matcherino codes. Claim that last code to get us the $12.50 in the prize pool. Would really appreciate y'all doing that one as we start off game 3 here. Udon spending that burst early, but does get that 6P out of the corner.
There we go. Keeping this route going then. Burst has to come out from Pikguy to keep this going, but good low profile on that Chemical Love. 2K starter gonna push it through the wall. Nice little chunk of damage, but the big added benefit, hard knockdown and positive bonus gonna come in with 50 meter so quickly here again. Great Chemical Love, and you're seeing a lot of this Chemical Love getting so much value in this matchup here for Udon. A great answer so far from Pikguy, but gets stroked under into the RC. Go ahead and they're looking for that full combo here, but wasn't able to finish out the route again, but finds the gap, sends out the Elysium driver, and it's more than enough to put this round on the board for Pikguy.
Man, Udon was trying to stroke right through, man, but Pikguy was ready with that reversal to fight out. I gotta say, the stroke's been pretty strong in general. Definitely a powerful tool that Udon's representing here to try to close that distance. Great combo here to send Pikguy through. Gonna be have some tension on each side here. Udon's gonna get it first with that positive bonus, helping us out. That PRC gets the next hit, but Pikguy ready with this burst, trying to get the bots out, but I gotta say, this Chemical Love doing a good job of being preemptive about it.
Yeah, this switch is looking so correct here for Udon, who unfortunately does not get that super wall break again. Has a little bit of meter that'll work with a mix-up immediately after with that meaty Chemical Love PRC. And you could definitely feel the change in the wins here. This definitely was the right choice for Udon in this matchup, but Pikguy still holding strong, able to take a round themselves so far here, and this has to fight back a little bit more honestly. Catches you holding up there, potentially looking out for a grab, and so much damage is going to be coming in, putting this through the wall. But there's still a full burst bar to work with then. Immediately I set it on that 2D hitting.
Pikguy with 100 meter here. The world's our oyster. Despite that, Udon still fighting out and fighting through. He's got this note to keep hard pressure up. But yeah, I gotta say, that stroke definitely has been a frequent option here from Udon. Pikguy calling it out there with that preemptive defensive command. I mean, Pikguy, gotta give Pikguy some credit, was showing us that exact option earlier in the ladder format. So definitely loves throwing those ones out. Puts us sitting at 2-1. We had the advantage here. But this, bringing us down to the last round each time, already getting a game on the board. I think the swap has definitely been a smart one out here. Loving what I'm seeing from Udon Zeno. He's got to see it cook some more.
Absolutely. Definitely easier said than done. This Jacko character can be incredibly elusive with some of his options like the JD stallings and then just advantage of that low profile. But Udon not feeling the pressure of being down here in the set. Gonna get that first burst to hit here, and just this camping capability with this Chemical Love. It feels like so often, like when it comes to matchups in this game, if you just have one tool that can stop your opponent from doing everything they want, that can be a switch worth making.
Udon going to spend that burst here early. That's the advantage that you earned closing out that last round. Going to be able to weave in our Chemical Love despite those defense commands coming out from Pikguy. I love that early cancel on 5H. Udon trying to get as much damage as possible with that special move. And closing the distance here with our projectiles. Pikguy trying to get our bots out, but Udon not letting us.
And you just see Pikguy just wants to bring out a homie so badly, but just not getting the opportunity. Great job hanging out above Udon there. 3 Chemical Loves going into the minion for him to eventually fall. Oh, actually extends out the hurt box into the stroke the big tree. It felt like Pikguy had just called out Udon for that neutral choice, but extends their hurt box out, gets clipped by that there, and Udon gonna answer back, bringing us to Game 5. Game 5 in the first set already, Jeek. I could not have asked for a better start.
Yeah, man. Awesome stuff here from Udon swapping. And I wasn't kidding when I said this isn't just any old secondary. It's a very well-practiced character, another tool in Udon's arsenal, another tool in Udon's tool belt. And here it is, bringing us to the last game here, but it is still either players to win. Pikguy trying to get out of this corner with this burst, pulls out our bots, and is able to weave them through this Chemical Love. Udon stuck here full screen.
Take out a few of those minions there again, but making your way slowly through. Was not able to connect that Chemical Love on Jacko, but a great 2K to get the knockdown started. And this is the game plan. Great IB on that 6H, allows it to punish with the 2K on the slide in here. Pikguy showing so much comfortability, but did not punish the super. Found the gap in between to whiff, but the close slash just whiffed on that pickup again. But both players here, health bars are getting low. Full burst for Udon here to potentially answer back with something, but stuck between so many minions. Wondering when we get out the attack command coming in. Try to get a chance to fight back here, but it could come from any hit. Minions just go away there at the end. Chemical Love working out, but the defend command, the MVP of this Jacko offense and defense, then taking Pikguy to set point.
I gotta say, Udon is doing some cool stuff with the charged Sultry. She's really trying to do everything we can to try to navigate around those bots. That was a good wall break right there. We're going to try to get someone else started. She's showing you those chemical loves, and they have been strong, but Pikguy able to find this new timing here on these bot throws, been able to weave in and beat these projectiles. Despite that, Udon strokes in, gets that red RC. Pikguy still fighting out. This is a scrambly finish right here.
Unfortunate drop by Udon there, looking like to put Pikguy all the way to the corner, maybe even with a wall break, and now your health bars get super low, but there is the stroke again. Going for another route, gonna get our opponent carried to at least the corner here, no full pickup. Great spends on the FD block here, just a little bit of RC cancel into that 5P, not sure what they were looking for from Udon. This would be so scary, willing to spend the burst again, put back to that full screen. You can hold the line, this set could very well be yours. It's up to Udon to find the right opportunity, sends a far slash into the stroke, but calls it out with the 2K, and despite a luck on the vampire themselves, Nagoriyuki, let's get to it, and a great Shizuki to get us started, and immediately burst, sending back by Madison. Not trying to play that game, but TestYourLuck already has you in the corner, but an immediate blood pop, unfortunately, not what you want to be seeing for TestYourLuck.
Here we go, man. Dark Magician Girl Maddie going to get that burst away, but TestYourLuck coming in and getting a counter hit right here. Great stuff, man. We got, if we got Dark Magician Girl over here, we got the 6 Samurai over here. TestYourLuck going to get that 5D red RC. Going to be able to close out this round, man. The cards were not in our favor.
Cards not indeed. A couple more monster cardos would have been enough maybe to do it then, but TestYourLuck pushing Madison always his corner, catching a backdash as well, and despite the mana shield, the chunk of damage that's still going to put out here, Madison already having to burn down. Look how much life they've lost so far, not only from a couple hits, but even having to drain their own. Let's keep this pressure going, but not letting this Nago play is the goal. We have full mana to work with as well. No meter, and a great air throw by TestYourLuck, showing they have so much comfortability with these Nago choices. Ooh, potential blood pop coming in again, so we just send another overhead, and TestYourLuck taking a pretty quick game 1.
Yeah, I mean, this round, or rather this game, despite who who comes out on top, right? I think even if Madison was winning this 3-0, it would be a long 3-0, right? It would be, a lot of zoning, it would be a lot of keeping back Nago, especially if TestYourLuck doesn't get a chance to spend blood. But if TestYourLuck is winning a round, it's going to be over in 10 seconds. We're going to break the mana shields. We're going to deal a lot of damage. We'll see what we got out here, guys. Good round start here from Madison, keeping back with that 5K. TestYourLuck blocking that overhead. Good stuff.
Look at this hand here from Madison. Even if we get a chance to play a little bit of neutral, the cards are not in our favor to potentially get the right hit. Gonna go ahead and send that bookmark immediately to get a much better hand here. Much spells to work with. They're gonna get that import as well. These spells are rolling in. The secrets just keep it going. The tap 5 dust with that portal cube as well. Puts it through the wall. But a 2H with PRC4 with that 5H is great, but immediately answered back with that burst here at Madison. Good block on this back-to-back 5Ds as well. TestYourLuck is leaning into that monitor, but it's not enough here, and round 1 goes Madison's way.
And closing out there with Dark Magic Attack. Strong stuff out here from Maddie. Going to be able to take you to the wall with this wall bounce combo, man. Overhead was just enough. The wall damage was so high, the overhead just wall slide you right away. Insane stuff. The Gold Burst gets spent. I did not realize that was Gold Burst startup. TestYourLuck going to be able to capitalize on that one.
A little fast BRC bite there, taking advantage of those just couple frames of being able to get hit from that block here. Gonna go ahead and actually get the non-cinematic version here, which is a little bit better of a break, at least breaking out that shield here. But Matt's gonna have to fight back. No mana shield to work with then. Still about 3 in-game seconds away from getting that back. But a simple Fukio forward into that throw. Get a little view into the galaxy there. And it comes out with Madison on that ground. But a round apiece for our players here. TestYourLuck, if they can steal this out, will be up 2. Madison could answer back with 1 themselves, but you'll have to fight back. You'll have to keep this Nago locked in this corner. No interaction allowed here. Look at my sweet cubes. Check out this new book I just got. And keep it going, but blocking on all these 6 H's here. Despite TestYourLuck blocking everything out, just not getting the opportunity to fight back, and a great teleport through is going to put TestYourLuck through that wall. Positive bonus working from Madison, and they're so close to sealing this out.
But the air throw out here, I'm looking at Maddie's card. She's got the Exodia out here. We got a staff to try to be aggressive with, but I think just the threat of it enough is what she's using to fight out here against TestYourLuck, right? We're able to get some tricky stuff. We're able to get this super out on this approach, despite that Test is going to use this far slash to close the distance regardless. These command grabs have been plentiful, and they have been hitting. Maddie gets this back throw. Nice check on that 2K, but the wire C gets Test out of the corner.
Oh my gosh, we get back working so much value here again. Gets the bite to get the blood back, and just like that, it was looking so good for a second there. Madison had so much control of that set, but all it takes is that one clean, strong hit from Nago just to run away with it. You have to play so honestly as Asuka on defense. No reversal super, no 4-frame mash option. You essentially have to be right and know that data, or at least be ready for your opponent to mess up some of the sequences. But that is Guilty Gear. It is all about the RPS at the end of the day, and TestYourLuck is just keeping this train going here. Here's see Madison kind of hanging off the cab for a little bit, kind of recollecting themselves as they figure out here. Yep, Asuka is the way. Not sure if Madison has any other characters to consider at this point, but Magician Girl Maddie gonna bring out all the stops, all the spells. See if there's a rabbit in that hat that she can pull out as we go into game 3.
Let's see what we got out here, man. A little bit of a color swap. Oh, it really is Dark Magician Girl coming out here, bro. TestYourLuck. Closing that distance here with that clone forward. The throw comes out. I love the Fukyo back, able to bait out the burst. TestYourLuck keeps the pressure here in the corner. Man, the grabs are insane. I gotta say, Test got you in the throw loop Tsukiyomi. That's just a Nago round. Ain't not much to say, but at this point, TestYourLuck is sitting on set point.
And I feel like Test just picking so many strong options based on essentially what Madison would be thinking in that sequence. Mana Shield just broke then. Probably worried about anything clipping to be the one. Pick Strike, and it was the right call. TestYourLuck and this Nago, such a threat in so many online and offline situations here. But Madison definitely shows that when she has control on this Asuka, the knockdown is all we need to keep the sequence going. Tries to send the far slash to get through the cubes, but a proper punish on that pickup here. Madison answering back, and we're getting another round 3.
Yeah, definitely been some close rounds so far. Despite what the score says, we've been having a set on our hands. Gets the restand here on our ice. Madison is going to be able to send TestYourLuck through here with this 6H. Now, Test still a little low here on this blood. I like the DP on the round start. Definitely been a often choice here from Test. Very strong here against this Asuka. Tried to get a Fukyo 4, but Maddie was ready with the back throw this time.
Absolutely, back throwing to win here. Sends the super as well. Gonna get that hard knockdown, keep that space we're looking for. Great block on that 5DRC, but a 6P beats out on that far slash. Another 6P again to stop the sequence. Tries to send the falling meteor, but you spin your way right into another cube. And the Dark Magician was exactly the card that Madison was looking for. Gonna go ahead and put at least one on the board. Keep this set going as well, but we'll have to reverse sweep TestYourLuck. Definitely a spooky name unless you have it figured out and how to beat this Nagoriyuki. And shoutouts, by the way, a massive donation. Marco Cade, 200 bones here for these players. Oh my god, this just became a super sweaty tournament here, Geek. I'm ready to tell these players adjust.
Marky D, that's the GOAT right there. Yo, Marky D coming out here said, hey guys, did you want Paragon 69 to be fire if it wasn't already? As if it wasn't already, rather. Strong stuff out here, man. Madison said, hold on, how much? I gotta lock the fuck in, man. I gotta say, a lot of Madison fans in the Twitch chat as well. I gotta say, the Asuka's fun to root for, man. Gotta see what this wizard has. But Test been doing a strong set so far. With that being said, though, all you can do there is block it out. Test tried to look for just a single frame gap to try to get out, but Maddie didn't give it to you, taking that round.
Talk about being a spectator there, just waiting for your moment to fight back. Unfortunately, did not pick the one that gave a good result. But TestYourLuck not going to be too deterred from that if you can maintain your pressure sequence here. Great utilization of that BRC4 5P. The cube not active and out quite yet, but a pop is going to happen. Not what you want to see if you are TestYourLuck. Health bar going down again. 5 DRC to keep the sequence going. Will there be a burst out at this point? Mask on to block that low. Able to send the Fukio on the startup of their frame here, and TestYourLuck gonna push themselves to set point.
Yeah, don't blame Madison going for that burst bait there, but unfortunately, TestYourLuck was able to come out on top and then still have the burst to start off this round. Still either player's game, I gotta say. I mean, despite that little bit of a lead at the start of the round, Madison didn't let it affect her at all. And dude, we're about to run away with this one. My God, we got the staff out. It's not gonna be enough to kill because that blood wasn't high enough to bring down the defense quite yet, but that active 2K will close it out despite that BRC drift forward from TestYourLuck. Madison evening up the score 2-2 now. It's more than signs of life from Madison's side. At this point, we got a set on our hands. We're going to be going to game 5.
Yeah, you are just seeing some great adjustments and great recognition there of essentially not having, meter yourself then. So being comfortable enough putting out those early active buttons then in that 2K immediately before that BRC startup is going to allow you to kind of like put up a bit of a wall here if Test was trying to press. And we got going to game 5 then. Full burst bars to work with each player. How is your opening hand? Another burst was baited, but no full pickup after here. Kiske through that first cube then, but gets caught on the 6H overhead. Push back to the wall. Wasn't ready for the explosion here. Nago blood pop moment working in TestYourLuck's favor here. Gonna get mask back on here shortly. Super gonna come in as well. When will the sequence come out? When do we send it? Catches them here with the aerial rock. Tries to YRC to get their turn back. And Madison swinging it back from the jaws of defeat here. And now on set point themselves.
Yeah, she's been playing so strong out here on this Asuka in these last couple, I mean the whole set, but especially these last couple games when it mattered at the end, was able to get these points on the board. And now we only need one more round to do it, but TestYourLuck feeling that pressure, bringing Madison down in her mana. Look how low it's getting at this point. You can't take a single hit, and with the threat of that, TestYourLuck goes for the throw, but was unfortunately out of range. Madison gets the punish and gets out of the corner.
Better place to be in if you are a Madison fight now. Watching this Nago spend the meter here to get nothing for, but a great 5P to stop that overhead attempt again. There is the bite. Push them through the wall. I think they're going to live because of the mana shield they do. And not a lot of mana to work with. No spells as well, but jumps out here. No option to keep the sequence going. Another YRC because we were worried about the follow-up, but Madison spaces it out.
So here we go, guys. Here we go, guys. It's winner's side of top 8 of the Paragon number 69. Red Mist out here against Lurry on this winner side.
Absolutely. Let's see how our two players navigate around each other's strong options here. And I love that choice. Oh, actually doesn't even get clipped. I was wondering what was going to happen. When was the bomb going to go off? A great recognition by Red Mist here to be ready to send Faust through that wall. And a perfect as well in less than 20 seconds too. Crazy to see such great sequencing then. But this Faust getting pushed to the corner. I feel like we just saw Faust go through this same wall. It is deja vu as we ready to see Zavi go pushing Lurry all the way to this corner. Positive working in our favor. I let him get boxed out here again. Simple dripped up after that block stun dipper. Gets ourselves a little more control of sequence. And the boys trying to come out, but they just kick Kai out of the flip here. Lurry hanging on by a thread.
Oh, trying to be aggressive with that hammer, but I gotta say that Zavi was doing some heads-up play, being preemptive on that Scarecrow. You saw the 2P come out, already active by the time Lurry crossed you up. That was some great answer there from the Red Mist, closing out that round. I gotta say, I mean, you called it out. That first round was pretty quick. That second round was pretty strong too. Lurry showing you some signs of life there on that Faust, and it is only game 1. We just saw reverse sweep, right? That was only game 1. We're just getting some information out here. Red Mist, however, coming out on top.
Miss sweep coming in pretty down strong here, I have to say. But Lurry, definitely no slouch of dropping a game. Will find their way to adjust back. Working around that trumpet being picked up here by Red Mist. Are they going to head and put them through the wall with that super? Actually eats a meteor as well. Oh my gosh, this impending mix-up's going to be terrifying. First, you got to be rubbing that shin as you go through the wall here. Hard knockdown immediately sends out that guard crush. What will it be? 5D tap 5D RC pushing Lurry here further and further, but no wall break as well. Oh my gosh, but Faust, can he really do it again? But a great dash block here. Allows you to get a little bit of space then. 2P to fight out, keeping Lurry honest. And great 6P to check out any normal attempt to wake up here from Lurry. And a great RC routing. Gonna go ahead and put them through the wall. Great chunk of damage and positive bonus. But a 5H gonna clip here. Send it with the golf club. Yell out 4 and the round is yours. Lurry is up right now. Try to spend that burst, counting out on that high 6H here again. Space is being taken. No real combo off of that regular drill hit, but the burst trying to keep the turn R's, keep the situation going here again. With the stock state back on here. Zavi just maintaining this control, keeping Lurry locked in this corner.
I mean, Redman is doing a good job of using that shock state as well when we get the hits. Wearing off here, but instead of going for the reshock, instead gets the throw. Red Mist going to be able to frame trap you as well. Definitely a strong part of Kai's kit. And with that finish here, I mean, in fact, we could have done anything at that point, right? Your HP was so low. The guaranteed wall break was probably going to finish it out. Red Mist going to be able to close out with that red RC, but rounds even out here. Lurry does have that burst advantage in theory. We'll have to see if it comes out.
How will we spend it? We'll end up having to be on a blue wall assault combo pickup, deflect shield maybe, or we'll get access to that burst over there. But a great advantage here, running up through the items as well just to get the throw. Multiple overheads coming in. JD keeps you stuck in that face with the projectile, able to reapply that shock state. The right hit will be enough to get ourselves started here again. There's Lurry having to spend that blue wall so to get the basic sequence, but baits out the DP here again. Look at this route. Not going to be enough to kill, but the hard knockdown is a great place to get started then. You are going through that wall. Hard knockdown is where it's going to be. And what will the mix be? 50 meter to worry about. Full burst from this Kai. They're trying to play it so safe. Good PSC on there, but calls out. Oh my god, actually picks up into that DP as well, but Faust has the weird hurt box. So the combo ends up dropping. Neither player ready for it. And Lurry ends up dropping. Red Mist barely taking that game too.
First off, the 2K link on the high counter hit DP, fire. Awesome stuff. Second off, you're totally right, dude. I don't know what it is about Faust being in the air. Why is it so hard to combo him, man? I'm glad you pointed that out. I feel like a lot of my characters have trouble comboing Faust in the air. So like, I'm like, oh my god, I feel so seen. Red Mist out here going to game 3.
If you guys are ever curious about does my combo work, try it on Faust, Happy Chaos, and Anji. These 3 characters will make you question if your routing is you or if it's a timing issue. Oh, great throw. Actually gets through that entire trumpet call as well, despite it being picked up by Lurry here. Red Mist keeping Lurry caught in this corner. It feels like Red Mist's corner control has been so good in this matchup, and Lurry just had to find the right to be pressed. Oh, and there's a great advantage here. Who's stuck in the corner now? Then 2 has that ready, baits out the DP again, despite the new hairdo right now. There is a missing burst for Kai. You're going through that wall. The doctor is going to check you in here right now, and positive bonus will be railing in short here for Lurry.
Nice stuff, man. Strong round here from Lurry, but it's still either player's game. I hate to admit. Well, that was before the counter hit on the wake up there. Red Mist trying to, I mean, of course, between DP, between our 50 tension, between deflect shield, possibly a miss input there. Lurry going to be able to get you on that counter hit needed to close it out. This bomb under us, we got to play safe around it. Afro applied, so you have to be weary now on Red Mist side if you're trying to get for a 6P or such. It's going to be that guard crush against Lurry the setup after. Has the tension potentially for the wall break? No, we're going to break it with the mix. We got to see what Red Mist has on our side with this burst.
Getting counter hit by the drill, but no full pickup here again. Fast RC to keep the combo going. Great time to time 2 bursts, despite that being a jump canceled normal, and gets the Scarecrow PRC after that 2H to pick up. And Lurry going down a few games before they could put one on the board. But we've already seen one reverse sweep tonight. Is there a second one potentially ahead of us here? Lurry, definitely a player to be able to do it, but Zavi just looking so in control in those earlier games here right now. We'll have to see a lot of adjustments by both of our players as we continue to move forward.
We'll see, man. Something else to acknowledge is that we are on the winner's side, so unfortunately, if either player did lose this match, you're still in the bracket. Don't worry. You still got that second run down there on the loser's side, and you can't let that pressure get to you despite how big that prize pool is. Yeah, damn, it's been kind of looming over there on the other side of the screen. It's hard not to look at. Right now, the red mist has that shock state applied. It's going to be that 5D mix here. The red RC to confirm it. Lurry holding on to that burst. Wisely so. Red mist looking for a bait potentially, but that multi-hitting 2K is going to go into the command throw after.
Absolutely. And another snip into that. You're so used to the JD coming in, and they hit you with another one. Great DP by Zavi here fighting out from that sequence here. Gap a little bit too big, but a JS gonna go ahead and clip the drill on the way down here. Oh, and a backdash in the corner, and you're gonna die for it. Red mist on set point.
Nice stuff out here. I like that round start here for. Oh my God, that was a really cool counter hit round start there from Lurry, converting with the I actually don't know the name of the move, the golf club and everything. Red mist. Trying to backdash here to get out of this corner here. In fact, put Lurry into it. The bomb gonna possibly mix things up a bit, but no, not through that inbone, through the throw. Red mist gonna be in the corner, but not after that DP. I gotta say, these items have been crazy for Lurry. Getting a wall break as well. Great spacing.
Got that positive going and gonna clip them with the instant TK J2K drilled there as well. Great stuff to Lurry, getting that counter hit and sitting out, keeping themselves here in this set. They need to not only get this round, but also the game. Another backdash, the consistency to do it again after it had been called out twice earlier. And despite the DP fighting out, the hammer says just because you knocked him out there doesn't mean it's your turn. And Lurry putting Red Mist here through the wall. Look at that chunk of damage coming through top of it, but a great 6P to answer off that air choice. Get that hard knockdown here as well again. Oh, and a Faust classic. I swear you never see this anymore because it requires 100 meter to make it at this point. But if anybody got me, I know Mini Faust got me here again. Red Mist having to spend that burst. Both players sitting that full screen point here again. Run up throw, PRC to keep it safe. Ducks underneath the shock state as well. Both players just trying to find each other, slipping a little bit. A nice clip can be able to do it. Not enough with the OTG. Gonna RC to keep it going. As long as Lurry finishes this combo, we're going to game 5.
My God, dude, that was such an awesome finish from both players. Now, Red Mist slowing things down there a bit. You saw we were just threatening like 2P cancel RTL. I thought I was looking at Kensei for a second, but Lurry was able to still close things out. Come out and out top. Oh my God, I can't even talk, man. I'm sorry, dude. This set has been awesome. Reminder that if either player loses, they're still going down to that loser side. We're still going to see more of them, but neither player wants to go down to that loser side, seeing how big that prize pool is. Such an advantage being up there on that winner's final side. And dude, either of these players at this point, they definitely deserve it.
Comfortability by Lurry there to not FD that stun dipper there. You know, the health bar getting low. Chip damage was potentially a factor here, but if you FD, sometimes the punish will end up being worse. So Lurry just bringing the absolute heat so far. Great 5K anti-air on that Fudra arc, making Red Mist absolutely work for it here. And block it out the Sun Dipper, then RCs to keep it going with that close slash after as well. Lurry now gonna push all the way to this corner here again. Gonna go ahead and get out, spend that Scarecrow PRC full route, putting you through the wall, and positive bonus for that reward.
And being active with that 2P on the round start distance as well. That 2P is, you don't get the biggest reward off of it, but it definitely poses a threat at times, trying to zone back your opponent. Red Mist, despite that, got you here in this corner. I like how we use that J2K to try to close the distance and get out of that corner, especially when you got the tension to turn to a red RC hit. Lurry going to be YRC back here. The Red Mist trying to frame trap you to close it out. The shock state's applied. Either player could take this round. The counter hit 5H and the thrust from Lurry puts us on the set point.
My gosh, can it be a reverse sweep? the second one of the ParagOnline number 69. Wouldn't have it any other way, but a great hold up there. Oh, and a great JK to get the side switch and keep the combo going. Zabi, that was absolutely sick. The 5P gonna snipe that Faust out of the sky here. Sends him through the wall with that Sacred Edge. Big chunk. Shock State is on. What will the sequence come out to be? Gonna go ahead and hold ourselves up here. Try to chase this Faust on the way down. Went a little bit too far. Kind of back to neutral again. But right into the opening arms of this Faust here. Hole in one. Sends it to the sky. But a DP gonna fight for a little bit of space. IBFD to fight that again as well. 60 to keep the sequence going. Burst being spent by Lurry. These players trading resources back and forth. How will it absolutely end? Red Mist is trying to keep the hits coming here as well, but J2K keeps going. No full combo again. Weird trade on the scalpel on the way in, but the knockdown sequence is good. Anybody can take it, and we're going to get a final round of our game 5 here. Deke, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh my lord. Okay, good crawl. Under that stun edge, Lurry showing you that Faust-specific answer to that projectile. But the mini Faust comes out. It's going to get us out of that corner. Red Mist getting caught on our back dash with that 2H Lurry, showing you how strong that zoning normal can be. And despite the bomb, I appreciate Red Mist being aggressive, but Lurry taking advantage of that and getting more items as a reward.
Oh my gosh, when is it up? And great block on that JD overhead as well from the side switch as well. I think with the scaling, it's not going to be enough to kill here. So one more hit, essentially probably 2 hits for Lurry here to make it work out. But a BRC forward into that 2K. Going to get a hard knockdown here. Red Mist cannot drop this out. A good combo route to get started. Lurry's going to have to watch this whole thing. Tries to send the Faust super as well. Gosh, that super sucks. And Red Mist showing you why here. And despite it getting so close for Lurry to seal out the reverse sweep, that's going to be our with Dickinson and Nan Shi here piloting that Sin. Let's see how we get started here, and a little bit of JD neutral to get us going. Lasagna is ready to walk 9 into this corner.
Oh man. Yeah, that counter hit getting answered with the burst. Strong stuff there. Nan saying, hey, I'm not trying to take too much damage at the start of this round, but Lasagna Slayer saying, hey, you're going to take the damage one way or another. And with all this tension built up, it's going to be spent on this super. Double overhead is going to be the mix. Nan being taken out in this first round.
Now, so good. Sending out that behemoth just so Nan has to block it out. Essentially guaranteed to get stuck in that burn it down sequence. But there is the burst, then holds down a little bit of the neutral with the Skyfish immediately after to keep Nan locked in. But a close slash gonna find its mark here. Gonna put you through that wall here. Tyrant barrel going through, hits the sweet spot. Big chunk of damage then. With the basic run up close slash here, couple 2Ps in, but does not get to pick up into the 6P after the hit then. But air block 6P keeps her turn, keeping this Goldlewis locked in. But there is the Goldlewis reversal. 2P. If nobody got me, 2P got me. And Lasagna showing why. But a great combo sequence so far, but a little too much taken off the top. Ends up missing the combo drop as well. Lasagna feeling comfortable enough to send the burst here then, but any hit could do it! And you spend the resources just to lose the round anyway, and now with a great lead going into round 3.
Yeah, this Sin definitely a threat out here. Nan definitely taking names, putting people in body bags in these online brackets as of late on a lot of characters, especially this Sin. And right now, Lasagna Slayer on the back foot here in this round 3. We did have a strong start on this Goldlewis, a very strong start. But it's Nan with 100 tension here. Going to be able to send you through with that Tyrant Barrel, this hard knockdown. Lasagna does have that security to play with potentially if we can get some offense rolling. But Nan not going to let you. Tries to go for the burst bait, but Lasagna doesn't bite.
Doesn't bite, and also blocks that 2P on wake up there. Great job calling out that low behemoth swing with that throw. Nan not afraid in the face of a giant behemoth coming your way. There's a lot more behemoths we can interact with than the Goldlewises make you feel like you can. So good stuff to Nan answering back and taking that first game, despite Lasagna kind of being pretty much in control for an early chunk of that set. But that's the beauty of Guilty Gear. It is not over until the health bar there. I've seen so many pixel comebacks in this game. So we'll get into game 2 here. Curious to see how Lasagna will adjust, but Lasagna was very much 8-0, 9-0 for a reason then. So let's see some of that, you know, first seed power coming in here into our next game.
We'll see, man. Nan. Oh, okay. Lasagna saying, hey, I don't want to be sent to the wall quite yet. I'm going to spend that burst to make sure I'm on this side. Nan doing exactly the same. Lasagna, however, with that Beyblade from downtown, gets the counter hit, and Nan trying to be creative with her BRC momentum. That's something that I see her doing a lot of her characters in a lot of brackets. Lasagna Slayer was preemptive in the air, and it paid off. Nan on a pixel now.
Yeah, Lasagna looking for likely a potentially better route that wasn't going to break the wall, but still able to find the extra hit after that kind of, you know, neutral reset from a wall break as well. Great IB to keep a little bit of extra space, forcing Nan to have to spend that stamina cancel to get in, but gets clipped with that 2S here, going through the wall. Tire and barrel as well, a good chunk of damage for your troubles, but no stamina then, so a lot of your pressure here is going to be a little bit on the simpler side as you kind of wait out here. You're seeing that space and that Nan's holding part of it to work around that drone, but also just to get that stamina back. Full stamina bar cancel, going to allow for a full pickup here as well. Has to do the RC to be able to break the wall, but positive bonus going to help you fill in that meter as well as that burst.
NM trying to close out this round with Lasagna Slayer with that fuzzy here with that PRC. Goldlewis definitely a character that has some insane mix, especially on these coming from these pilots. Great clash cancel there on the super, using FD to keep yourself safe on that RTL from Nan. He does get that follow-up hit, still has 50 tension to spend on another RTL, and that's going to be the round here. Strong stuff. Evening things up, burst on each side as well. It's an even game all around.
But a 2D round start there, clipping Nan on her approach here. The burst immediately sent back from Lasagna, trying to keep the momentum going their way. Great DP to find the gap here, pushing Lasagna back to this corner, but there is the reversal of Goldlewis themselves. You would call it that 2P, getting so much value here as their fuzzy mash option. But gotta be ready for the high-low. Watch those toes and that chunk of damage. Feels like it's never gonna end, but it does not stop Nan from representing that DP one more time, but let the drone play it for you as well. Oh, end up blocking it. You have to eat another behemoth then, but these DPs are just answering back so well. Has an IED back JH attempt, but the 2P gonna stop it. No full pickup here. Skyfish gets clipped out, but no combo again. Spending the red wall assault will be able to maybe push it through the wall. Nope, not full wall break again. Overhead being caught. Got enough to get the super, but no super wall break. Blinking life bars on both sides.
Ooh, I like that preemptive 2K there from Lasagna Slayer. Caught Nan on her approaching BRC, and that closed out the round. Strong stuff here from Lasagna Slayer. Getting one on the board here. Nan, I mean, even in that game that she just lost, was fighting tooth and nail. It felt like it every single second. This Goldlewis, even when we had a lead, even when we were building that lead, rather, Nan was able to claw it back and then make it close. So we're even up on each side right here. We got to see. I mean, I can't take any guesses on who's going to win quite yet. Strong stuff from both players.
That's kind of a best that you could ask for. When you get the players of this caliber and genuinely not being sure of who is going to take it, it definitely shows you both the players are absolutely able to do it, ready to swing, and a great call out here by Nan early on, forcing Lasagna having to spend that white wall assault, but the burst going to come out from Nan. Great answer back by Lasagna again by that 2P, who gets past that 486 overhead here again with that backdash. We gotta be ready. Here is the high-low mix again off of the RC. Nan trying to find this time to get out, but the 2P once again just getting so many turns bought back here from Lasagna. Tries to jump over that drone here, but the JH gonna keep this situation. Sorry, JS I should say. Keep this going for Lasagna, and despite Nana having some great answers to some of these choices here from Lasagna, first round is going the way of Goldlewis.
Oh, Nana with an awesome light conversion there to get a wall break. That was insane damage for a round start conversion. Great stuff, Nana. Now, we did have to spend the security, and not the security, excuse me, the stamina. For the instead there, Lasagna Slayer are going to be spending our security to get some BT cancels to keep this Sin here in the corner. And they're going to use that BRC to try to get out of the corner, and it works. Lasagna Slayer jailing you down with that 6P. was able to call out the drone in time as well. Now Nan's going to have the chance to run the pressure until the Lasagna Slayer gets that back throw.
Yeah, great IB on that Sin 5H there. Allows for that throw to respond on that sliding low, but another air grab again and dunks you back through the rim right into the court here. And Lasagna Slayer going up 2-1 over Nan so far. And Nan definitely capable of showing that she can do what she needs to do on this Sin pick to stop some of the ridiculousness that is Mr. Dickinson and what he brings. But we'll have to see here if Lasagna Slayer has found a bit of a shoe-in on what Nana is looking for in this matchup, or if we'll see some adjustments back. Maybe gonna get another game 5. We'll expect nothing more from players of this caliber here, but a burst already being spent by Nan, not even 5 seconds into this round.
Oh, I do like how she was aggressive with the beak driver against Drone, however, though. Strong stuff. Trying to get out of this corner with DP. It pays off. Doesn't get the full follow-up with the stamina, but was able to stay safe and then get the next interaction. Lasagna trying to fight out with that 2P here in the corner. PRC making things a little tricky, and keeping that pressure up, and uses the 2P frame trap. It's just exactly that. Just enough to break the wall as well. Not a lot of damage, but it does reward you with that positive bonus.
And what a wild sequence. Nan hoping for maybe building up enough meter, send the super before the laser made it. But the laser bailing out Lasagna Slayer here, putting them on set point. And then we'll have to absolutely lock in, not make any major mistakes at this point to keep herself in, at least on this winner side. Still has a chance to potentially come back from that loser's part there. But you love to see it. Nana here trying to fight back as best as she can, stopping these Goldlewis 2P options here, using that close slash into that 2P 2-frame trap. But now Lasagna gonna go ahead and fight back. The overhead's coming in. Look at this combo damage as well. No super wall break, but 50% of potentially your last life bar is now gone.
Or there was that momentum change with the RC that Nana tried to use to get out of that corner again. Lasagna not wasting that security, by the way. Just the threat of it was enough to keep Nana down for a moment, but she was able to get this Goldlewis to the wall here. The flex shield backs you up, and good thing because that 5B was coming out afterwards. Burning it down here. Lasagna Slayer coming out on top, winning this set 3-1. Great stuff finishing it out with that burn it down. Using our attention out here. Nan, I need to see more of her down there on that loser side.
Very curious to see how this round start kind of shakes up here. Both these characters just looking to let their little homies do the work for them. Faust just come as a bunch of inanimate objects. Jack over relies on these little minions, but Mini Faust, they're holding down a little bit of neutral. Pikguy by having to spend that burst. Still had to kind of give up their turn here, but a great left-right here to get itself started. And the minion sniping out that scalpel from that Sky here. J2K getting clipped out, but this Faust character cannot combo without a counter hit or RC off of that. But you are stuck in the snip, snip, snip mix. Another one, no, JD, keep it real this time. 2D knockdown as well again. Pikguy gonna pick up the right motion to fight out, but the snip finds another way through. Gets to keep the combo going because the boys pulled up, and Lurry is absolutely sick with it on this bout.
Now that did look awesome, but look at Pikguy's burst meter, right? So that there is a downside to a combo like that one. Pikguy will have that defensive mechanic much earlier than maybe other timelines, but we'll see if that even matters. That is, Lurry with a very strong start to this game. Despite that, Pikguy has been showing our own colors. The burst is going to push this corner, but we're already being preempted with our bots, dancing around the 100-ton weights as well. Good link into that 2H OTG. Lurry getting a chance to get a lot of item calls.
Lurry just navigating so well around these items here. Staying on a good backdash here at Pikguy to find the opportunity on that Mega Snip mix here again. Defense command has been the cheer of choice, I should say. Here, so Lurry gonna find a air dash out of that corner. Back to that full screen plan here, fighting the little guys as well. Get some time to pull some of these minions out here. I'm gonna get covered in. Gonna go Pikmin, make their way up. 2K2D picks up the minion trumpet as well. Sandwiched in between. First baby up a little bit as well, and a little bit of a micro CS to close it out, and a back and forth round for round, bringing us to round 3.
Didn't burst on that mix. Lurry trying to just defend out these bots here. Pikguy going to keep you in the corner, though. The throw gets sniffed out, and Lurry's able to jump right over it. Going to use that Wild Assault charge to catch the backdash here from Pikguy. Great stuff. I love that late jump normal. That was a cool route from Lurry.
Yeah, you love to see these Fausts looking so comfortable here on these air combos then. And you have to maximize your damage on a character that doesn't get a lot of strong hits, depending on where they get the hit, what the starter is. So good stuff to Lurry here, despite kind of having like a bit of a slow start in that first round there, able to seal out that first game. And a pretty good insight to what we've seen a lot of this series. Both players willing to be full screen and kind of just playing that RPS of, we'll each get one pull of something. I'll get a minion, you'll get at least an item. What's the interaction after that point a lot of times? And it's kind of up to both players to recognize the item, and then essentially Lurry to be ready of like where Pikguy is to be sending those minions flying in to try to interact.
Got some strong stuff from both of our players, man. This Faust is going to try to close things out. Lurry wants to try to get into that prize pool. Reminder, you got to get to at least 4th, I believe, in this $212 prize pool to get a slice of it. So either player still in the running here. Pikguy would like to have a taste of it too. Lurry going to use that frame trap mix to catch you. Oh, dude, that defense command was so active. Even the charge thrust still got defended.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they decided to end up doing that charge, hoping that it maybe would space out that defend, but not quite. Great side switch combo here. Gonna put Pikguy closer to this corner. Baiken to kind of hit both and then do stuff there. A double reversal being shown on Wake Up. Both these players ready to do their special moves after getting off that ground as well. You can still understand the meteors coming in. Snipes the Jackal on the way through. I don't know if he's looking to get past the meteors or find the sweet spot. Burst being sent as well. Teleport is Scarecrow's PRC to come on in, but even on Chipp, it would have been enough there. Lurry didn't take that first round, but our players are absolutely scrapping, G.
Yeah, I mean, as testament to how that second round started, but Lurry did have the burst to, you know, shut that down real quick. Despite that, Pikguy keeps the pressure on you. Gonna use that cheer. Yeah, you see the cheer and you're expecting another bot to beat you up, but no, Pikguy goes for the throw instead. Another throw to come out to keep Lurry here in the corner. These throws are adding up. The damage is getting high, and Lurry is not looking good this round.
Oh, yeah, tries to send it on a Scarecrow PRC into the snip, just not quite catch Pikguy as they move forward here. Another round 3 between both of our competitors. Saw it in the first game here, and Lurry came out on top, but it ended up being picked up by Pikguy so far. Gonna allow them to keep playing that space. Oh, tried to jump over the thrust and gets clipped on the way in here. Tried to send a bit of a mix, full screen, but a 60 gonna stop that sequence from going. Tries to make it over, the minions does, but unfortunately, this big game of dodgeball back and forth, both players trying to work around these falling projectiles here. Definitely can go either way, but falls in from the Scarecrow from the sky here, gets that hard knockdown, then Deflectio keeps the sequence going. That sheer defense has worked off at this point. Mini Faust is there to keep you stuck down, locked in, catches out your hold up with that 2K anti-air, putting you through that wall. I don't think it's going to be enough to quite kill, so one more mix will be coming in here.
Oh man, Lurry just needs to close this one out. Definitely didn't want to throw that afro, right? Would have taken any other item with how low Pikguy's HP is, but that charged thrust, able to beat out the bots and then take that last bit of damage we needed. Lurry's sitting good here at 2-0, man.
Feels like Pikguy kind of believed that they were covered to be able to run away with that first minion, but the thrust ends up going through the minion and then still connecting with Pikguy on their way out there. You feel like Pikguy is getting so close with some of these sequences, but Lurry just never looks lost in the sauce, looks so comfortable navigating, just pulling out a few more tricks from that bag there. Hit that slot machine a few more times. You know, gamblers always, gamblers tend to not hit it big when they don't do one more pull. So shouts to Lurry here, being strong and betting it all on black.
Yeah, there you go. Lurry knows how it's done, man. Lurry's been around the block, all right? He knows what he needs to do. Pikguy, young buck out here, you know? You had fun so far in the bracket, man, but 5th is where you belong, is what Lurry's trying to say right here. Pikguy trying to prove you wrong, though. That 5D connects. Just Faust is in the corner. Good defense for the most part, but another 5D gets the answer. Lurry ready with the burst this time.
Great recognition by Lurry. They're kind of alternating their options for what Pikguy's trying to adjust to work around that thrust here. This time being ready with that Scarecrow PRC into the snip. Sequence pushing again, another snip coming in. This time getting the JD active here. Gonna explode soon. Guard Crush coming in here. A couple more item pulls as well. Good air throw again. Tries to throw him into the bomb to explode. Not a full combo pickup then, but we are running through. We are deep chasing. That creepy man is crawling at you. Send the boys to keep you safe with the 5K. Gonna snipe it out before the defense command can be active and ready.
Oh my lord. And there was that bomb to keep your pressure up. If only that attack command didn't connect, right? Lurry didn't want to be able to capitalize off that bomb potentially, but that's the last round. We're on this one. Pikguy showing some signs of life out here. Lurry is sitting up 2-0 though, so we'll have to see, you know, maybe dropping that last round, but looking strong right now with this Wild Assault command grab after. Pikguy blocking out this Flamin' Afro, but that Guard Crush actually catching us, not blocking the explosion. Pikguy still here in the corner.
Not going to be enough to quite kill with a fast RC. May look for a BRC overhead option. Did not quite pick it up here. Lurry still has a pretty great big health lead then, but a couple wrong choices. No access to burst as well, but a Scarecrow PRC into the throw here. And Lurry, despite dropping that first round, answers back and is putting themselves on set point.
Looks like Pikguy may get this burst first. We'll have to see if we even need it. Looks like Lurry's getting that pressure up after that trumpet comes out. Gonna use that Wild Assault, the charge version, to keep this pressure here in the corner. Loves using that Wild Assault after 2H. Give me a nice counter hit confirm as well. Nice Meteor confirming into that one. Try to link into the 5K, but Pikguy in the scramble gets the gold burst and gets the corner for ourselves.
I'm trying to, like, was there a banana peel by chance? Like where he did teleport to? I was not ready for that animation for Lurry falling down there, but regardless, great pickup by Pikguy, putting Lurry through this wall. Positive working in your favor. Almost access to the meter. Now it's online here. So close as well to potentially getting that burst back. Will that be a factor at this point here? Lurry trying their best to fight back, but the Amada working for the other side right now. But a charge Wall Assault, and we still get an attack command to come out after the recovery. I wish I could tell you exactly why that happened there, but it felt like Lurry was not ready for the Wall Assault hitting, didn't keep the sequence going with a quick enough cancel, and the attack command came through.
Dude, Pikguy keeping the streak alive, by the way, in this top 8 and ParagOnline 69. Not a single 3-0. So right now, Pikguy is showing us more than signs of life, getting a game here on the board. We got to see how Lurry answers back here. Definitely a player that can... Lurry doesn't kill. Lurry, lose that last game? Oh, man, I messed that up. Yeah, he got me there. Whatever. Now we go to game 4, and then we can capitalize. But Pikguy looking strong so far.
Definitely strong. You have to be strong against players of this caliber. Lurry definitely not a new name to folks who have been paying attention to the online and offline spaces for Guilty Gear Strive. So let's see how Pikguy continues to navigate. And I've just been loving this like reliance with these, you know, more or less defense cheer super options then. Kind of lets Jacko, who normally has to block a lot of like stray projectiles or things in this matchup, kind of get to keep her minions out for a little bit longer sequencing once she gets that turn back. But Lurry here maintains so much control, and I just love these multiple jumps here just to kind of see what Pikguy was willing to do. And the Afro popping was enough to get us started, putting you through the wall with a hard knockdown and only about a sliver of chunk left here. The backdash BRC gets our turn back, pulls out that minion, 6K to keep that sequence going. Misses the air throw off of the Scarecrow BRC as well. You have to be ready. It's not over quite yet. No full pickup, but the 5D going to be blocked as well. What a burst being spent here. Pikguy wants this round.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good start to it. Oh my god, no way. Okay, so we're using this cheer command. Oh my god, Lurry didn't get a chance to burst. Maybe Lurry didn't want to? Oh my gosh, well, Pikguy Okay, yeah, I can't even call it a hero burst. It worked. Great stuff. Closing out that last round using that attack cheer to close out that last bit of damage we needed. Despite that, Lurry is going to be able to mix on this trumpet. Going to be able to turn this one to a wall break, in fact. Great conversion off that item.
Beautiful routing from Lurry there. I love that choice, going into that 5K 6P into the hole-in-one. Just enough time to stagger out for the boys to come up and keep the combo going. But there is that burst being answered back here. Lurry gonna have to spend it to want to get some momentum going here again. But Jacko is keeping the pressure strong. The boys are keeping you locked down this full screen. And a great dash air throw as well. Throws them on top of the boys coming in, putting you back through the wall, and a meterless wall break there off of a throw. Kind of a hard thing to do unless you're very specific characters. But Pikguy, despite great sequencing and great routing, getting put back through the wall themselves. Not a lot of health to work with here. But Lurry on a bit of life left, gonna find it through, but the Faust super is not enough. But a no full combo here from Pikguy. The close /2S was not enough to do it, and Scarecrow PRC throw is gonna put Lurry back on set point.
My God, bro. If I wasn't commenting, I wanted to hit my desk, man. I swear. I need to mute my mic and hit my desk. That last round was frustrating to watch, bro. Both players just trying to close it out so bad, and it looks like Lurry is sitting here on set point, but Pikguy with an explosive latter half of this set, I gotta say. Taking our distance back with these bots, not afraid to just run away and just take that distance. Pulling out all three of our goobers. This Faust is stuck here in the corner, and in fact going to be sent through at this Elysium driver.
Time to take a breath, think about your next sequence here, take stock of what meter your opponent has here. Full burst, tension, immediately getting the burst out right now. One more hit is all you need, but Scarecrow PRC is always a threat when Faust has the 50. Great empty jump into another snip. What's Miss gonna be? Hits that JD, double overhead being blocked. Another one into the Guard Crush. Pulls out 4 items while they're waiting, but ready for that tap 5D on Wake Up here. Not for the other one, and the 2K is gonna keep the routing going. And just because we said it and we manifested it, game 5.
Dude, okay, so there was one 3-1 earlier in the top 8. But that is 4 game 5s in this top 8. Oh my lord, bro. This is only our first losers quarterfinal match. Oh my god. Oh my lord, bro. And they've been awesome. They've been, to be clear, matches have been insane. Pikguy clawing it back here on this Jacko. Lurry starting to feel the heat a little bit, man. The sweat gonna be hitting your brow out here. Solo Man saying, I'm trying to eat. Lurry bringing the game 5 regardless.
And this is where all of those sequences, how comfortable are you with your choices of your opponent? Sometimes you get a little bit too deep into the layers where the simplest stuff starts to work again, so we'll see who has to adjust back. Good stuff to Lurry so far here, despite having to spend that burst early, but a gold burst being answered back here from Pikguy. This time already with that Scarecrow PRC up into that throw. Gonna push Pikguy back to that corner, waits out the defend command, gets the hole one and close enough to the corner to get that wall break here. Positive both going through. Great fast cancel to get the overhead option with that JK. Great routing from Lurry. And it's starting to sound like a broken record, but here we are again. Lurry on set point.
Lurry is insane, bro. He's got to be one of the best Faust players alive, man. It's insane. Lurry is in crack. Pikguy, despite that, is not, getting starstruck out here. Is in fact trying to make a name for herself out here on this Jacko, using this full screen pressure to play, but that bomb getting ping-ponged on top of us. Didn't expect that one. Catching our backdash, spends the burst to not take too much more damage. Lurry not getting punished on that whiff throw, but the tech lets us get this mix after.
Oh, and the closest is going to get hit by the Elysium driver. A big chunk of damage. Going to send Faust basically about half screen. Get you a free minion pull out as well. A great 5K answers as well. Tries to chip out the minion from the sky, but the immediate defend command by Pikguy is going to take us to our final round of this game 5.
Okay, I got to shout the KM Local one more time. Shouts to MDVA and shouts to Pikguy. But Lurry right now going to be able to put another afro out here on this Jacko. This time going for the JD and then getting this command grab right after. I gotta say his command grab patterns have been very tricky. Pikguy has not been able to find it, and the throw damage has been crazy.
Indeed, but this is probably your last choice. Make sure you guessed right on defense here. The overhead after the missing mix. Burst just gonna be able to come back, defend. Super coming in as well. The boy is just waiting for his chance to strike again, but the charge wall cell keeps it going. Great RC routage to close it out, and Lurry is gonna take it in a very close 3-2 over Pikguy.
Man, awesome set, dude. Strong stuff to both those characters. When I've seen Sin can be a menace in this matchup if Nan knows what she's doing out here, or rather, even if you know what you're doing, you know, you got to find the right, you know, it's, what is it, luck is preparation meets opportunity or whatever. I'm blanking. Point is that we're playing Guilty Gear Strive. Madison going to be able to shuffle our hand a bit. She's going to cheat a bit trying to stack our cards. Nan trying to DP through but getting caught.
Oh my gosh, and that Beak driver just having to show no respect to such a strong projectile in those portal cubes here. And going to get the Tyrant Barrel here on block. Second hit is going to apply a bit of Guard Crush then, but not best sequencing as well. But Madison not whipping this burst yet, despite Nana trying to bait it out there, and burst finally going to come out here. But there is no mana to work with. One hit is all you need. If you finish the round will be yours. Nan takes a pretty convincing round one.
See what we got out here on the side of Madison. Showing that fuzzy jump here in the corner. Able to get her game plan started here for a moment, but Nan was ready with that burst to keep this magician down.
And I love this Nan trying some of these delayed kind of JH options. Try to get Madison to rip on a 6P and having it whiff here. Madison having to spend a little bit of that life bar, keep that mana bar healthy and fresh, but Chipp's coming through. Madison at the wrong time. Oh, no, full pickup there as well again, but a great PRC down off of the overhead option. Do a bit of a mix-up then, baying on that your opponent is ready for it coming in. Throw keeps it going. Potentially could have done throw into the RC, but wasn't sure with that mana shield here. And Nan taking a pretty convincing game one.
Strong stuff, man. I think Madison was she one of the first reverse sweeps we saw tonight, so that she was able to complete, that is. So going down one game, hey, I wouldn't bet against her quite yet. Especially because Nan's a strong player out here. Definitely had her game plan running. Those were definitely some sin rounds, you know. And you see that a lot out here in Guilty Gear Strive, man. Sometimes you got a really good pilot on a character, things just go their way, and it, you know, it's what it is, man. Madison, however, going to be trying to up back to try to get some distance away from here. But look at that, man. That's why Sin is so strong in this matchup. Using Beak Driver to cancel off of those cubes and close the distance. Maddie bursts you back, but Nan closes that distance once again.
Absolutely, and all stamina spent, but pretty good about the meter here as well. Madison has spent, once again, a good chunk of her health bar to keep this pressure sequence going. Oh my gosh, try to get a little bit fancy with it as well. 5D quick cancel into that low. Still gets blocked out by Nan here. A great 6P on that fast BRC JH as well. Bookmark super, seeing what's on the next page before you even finish the choose your own adventure. Getting a result that you want there, and despite able to punch out a few of those cubes, not able to cover them all with making the space, and the health bars are getting so low, and Madison gonna hit enough there, 2D into the green cube and taking a round for herself.
Nice stuff, man. It's only a matter of time. Going to be able to air dash in to keep this pressure up. Nan getting wall bounced a bit, and Maddie's going to use this opportunity to get some new cards out here. I got to say, some great defense here from Nan, especially on that overhead ball, but the overhead 5D gets us this wall break here for Maddie. She's got 4 of the same exact cube out here. We'll see if that hurts us or benefits us. Nan, until then, is going to get this burst away from the Magician.
I would say, Jake, that's probably honestly a bad hand. I'm sure there are worse hands than 4 blue cubes, but that essentially are like 4 of your worst cubes as an option. Nan just showing the book on option. Sin has to fight back from the sequence, baits out the throw, gets the confirm with a charge wall assault pickup as well. And Nan gonna answer back to get around herself here, but Madison absolutely showing you that once she can get you into this sweet spot for this Asuka, it definitely still has the opportunity to still run great, strong projectile base pressure, despite what Sin has in his tool chest to fight back. And there's a DP once again, showing you that you have to make sure you are ready for all these choices from Sin.
Oh, nice stuff here. No stamina. We do have the positive bonus and the hard knockdown, of course, but we got to wait for that tension to build up. Nan was able to stagger things out for that exact thing. Nice stuff going for that PRC low again. You called out the first time, Ganyan. The clash cancel benefits Nan. She keeps hitting that 5P. And hey, the second one hits. Great stuff. She's sitting up here 2-0. Maddie showing some signs of life out here on this Asuka. Bring us down to these last rounds. Playing strong with the cards we're getting. But Nan using this stamina optimally, getting herself up 2-0 already. Strong stuff.
Yeah, really, really impressive there. And Madison, shouts to her for doing some great adjustments to try to navigate around these strong tools for Sin in this matchup there. But that unfortunate BRC essentially just welcoming you to a clash cancel into you are now in front of Sin, who's got some great light options to choose from, and to closing out with that close edge. But we saw it before, Madison able to do a reverse sweep. Can she lock in and find the solution against their Dark Magician is out here. The power up is coming in as well. Trust in your friends, trust in the friendship and the heart of the cards maybe could lead you free. But I'm sure Nan wants a piece of that big hot. Shoutouts to all of you who help make our players have a little something more to compete for than just some bragging rights. But matching that the lockdown here, cubes are a-flying. We're starting to wonder if Jack Black is going to pop on the screen here and yell chicken jockey. But at this point right now, we are just figuring out what cards are going to be our solution to make it through. Going to put you through this wall here. No, not quite. Actually didn't believe that the wall's going to be able to be broken again. Has to spend the burst here. Oh no, Madison, say it ain't so.
Dude, did we do the low card and then it shuffled into another low card and then we also have another low card? Was that all three in the one deck?
I think it's the test case 2. So yeah, I think so.
Strong stuff, the 2D closing it out. Maddie in that scramble, Nan trying to show you that BRC momentum change, man. It's so strong and powerful in terms of trying to close a long distance, trying to mix up people that are trying to anti-air you. But in that case, Maddie was able to close out with our 2D. Nan getting this wall break and getting a little bit of calories as well. Maddie's going to be able to use some of these cards here. I'm looking at that restand card. We're going to have to see if we get a chance to use it. There it comes. Nan has our burst as well.
Really keeping this pressure going, trying to not let Nan get out of the corner, but Nan does find it over with that BRC choice again. Burst not getting utilized quite yet. I imagine Madison will likely be sending this unless it's a game-winning scenario here. Great jump back here as well again. And first on to be able to spend that burst right away. Oh, actually ends up going for a eat cancel as well. Pretty surprising here again. Maybe thinking that Madison wasn't quite ready for that. Maybe Nana trying to build back a little bit of that burst meter beforehand. Tries to slide underneath, but the super going to catch here. Hits a little too low to get that point, but Madison, the defense is holding strong. A game to get on the board, potentially get there. 6P gets no pickup into with the cube. Charge blue wall stuff to keep it going. Another one again to strip a little bit more meter. And by the power of 6B and a little bit of guard crush there, Madison puts one on the board.
Nice stuff. Man, we got the Madison Spear Bomb. I'm going to keep it a million. All the fans out here in the Twitch chat rooting for this Dark Magician out here. I think it's paying off. We're able to get a game here on the board. Nan showing you some strong play, though. You saw at the very end, though, she tried to do that fast BRC to try to get out of the corner. She got the slow, but then fixed it and turned it into just like, okay, I'm just going to turn it into a block here. But Madison was still able to keep that corner, still able to break that wall, able to close out this game 3. You got to see what Nan answers back with.
And a great place to start. Not only did Madison spend that burst in the sequence before, but you peeked right through the other cubes. Positive working in your benefit, and so much meter to work behind for Matt's side, but a great 2D going to catch out on that backdash from Sin here. Good job fighting through again. Madison digging deep into the deck, pulls out the bookmark super, going to send some of these cubes to keep the pressure going. Get a little bit of that mana back from the auto mana draw. Gravity Staff messing with where the cubes are actually going here. Was kind of curious how they were going to reverberate back in. Blocking that JD here, coming down as well, but a whiffed overhead, not gonna get punished with the 2D. Sorry, the backdash is by that 2D again. Both these players inching back and forth, but Madison holding the line with that 6P. Couple stray B drivers coming in, but the stamina cancel off of the special here into that wall break. It's gonna put Nanan on set point.
Strong stuff, man. Dark Magician Girl Maddie trying to go for that 6P round start. And Nanan gonna answer you back with this 2K. I love how preemptive we are against these cubes. This time there's gonna be that 6P. No stamina though to keep that pressure up. So Madison going to get a lot off of this back throw, turning into a throw loop situation. The DP gets baited, and Nanan going to be taking some damage. Maddie probably did not expect that situation here, but going to try to fix it with this super, trying to slow things down.
Gosh, what an odd change of events here. Madison, unfortunately, that side switch now putting on a bit of a rough scenario. A little bit of mana to work with then. No cards in the chamber. Has to be very careful when she chooses to draw and find a little bit more. The 2D ends up whiffing then, and that elf had enough to get low. Gonna send it into the Tyrant barrel, and Nanan is gonna take that over Madison. 3-1, but Madison absolutely feeling the power of the chat. Made it.
Some of our strongest players out here, both in the seeding, both in their performance in the ladder. We'll see what they have going up against each other here in this winners final.
Yeah, good stuff, Red Mist there. Already kind of holding the space with that 6P, stopping that Goldlewis JD, and being rewarded with the eventual hit again to push them through the wall. Already almost has 100 meter to work with, and so the overhead is definitely coming. Gonna send you again through with that Sacred Edge, shock you up here, and I don't imagine you'll be seeing a burst from Lasagna at this point, but a great backdash there. Up BRC into that JD to punish the option, and a great combo here. Gonna be putting Red Mist through this wall, and despite a great start for Red Mist in this set so far, Lasagna answered back incredibly well, sending the Burn It Down coming through. That 2K late, catching you on the way in. Watch your toes as well. But here comes the sequencing again. The Behemoths are swinging already here. The air taunt was enough to keep the pressure going here. How will I find the way to do it? Burst comes out finally at this point for our first player. And Lasagna here being rewarded for holding onto as long as possible. Seals it out with the white wall assault.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame you if you had even forgotten that was an option at that point in the round. I mean, going down to the very wire, both players down the one hit. Lasagna Slayer was just ready with that scramble option. Now, during this 20 seconds, it feels like Red Mist has had you in a permanent block string, capitalizing on a lot of risk here. Lasagna Slayer, even on the Goldlewis, is damn near dead out here. The PRC to slow things down. Red Mist with a lot of HP. Going to be brought down here with some of these special moves from Lasagna Slayer. Tries to go for a fight out, but gets frame trapped.
Oh, and a spooky whipped throw in front of a Goldlewis. Not where you want to be in here. Red Mist finds the sequence to not quite get hit. Push Lasagna back to this corner. Trying to let him out, but a great side switch on that air Behemoth. Going to go ahead and not only give you that soft knockdown to keep the pressure going, lets you run this right through again and actually makes the DP whip. This is likely going to be a dead Kai. Oh no, we couldn't fail the pickup, but catches them with an air Behemoth at the end. Last dang near second as well. Oh man, and I imagine like maybe there wasn't a reliable way for Lasagna to actually wall break there. We did stick on the Behemoth, and sometimes if you're a little too far away, Goldlewis with that slower move speed doesn't always have the ability to break, but still seals it out.
Awesome stuff out here, man. We got to see what the Red Mist has in store for us here going into this game 2 here. Lasagna Slayer, very strong player out here in this Goldlewis. Definitely going to force you to be on top of your game. And I got to say, the Red Mist tonight, from what I've been seeing, definitely up there on top of our game, man. We'll see. Going into our next one, Zavi responding to the Twitch chat a little bit here. My man is confirmed not locked. But we'll see. Going into game 2.
His last response is just sending me, sorry, I was practicing the IV counterplay. Won't do it again, sir. So we love to see these players here still keeping it light and having a good time despite the sweatiness, despite playing for a good chunk of change too. Remember that we are all playing a fun video game at the end of the day, so you love to see these players being able to do both, be a competitor, and just enjoy some good-ass Guilty Gear, just like Zavi is enjoying this great combo sequence here, pushing Lasagna all the way to that corner, but has to get the burst already. But there it is, a chance to show off what we've been practicing, but unfortunately pushed to the corner, overhead getting started. And if you do burst, when do you burst here? Choosing not to send it. And round one is going to Lasagna.
Man, this Lasagna Slayer getting opened up here on this round start. The counter hit from Red Mist and the Wild Assault confirm after. Go ahead and send you through and get this positive bonus cranking, and because you already built up some meter already, you have this 50 tension after. Red Mist sitting with a full stick of butter. Lasagna Slayer has our security to fight with, but we got to get out of that corner first.
Great block on that low RC again, but the 5H gonna swing through here, clip this Behemoth Typhoon dispenser on the startup as well, but going through the wall, no super wall break here, but positive bonus working there, but the great FD blocks the first one, able to 6P the follow-up after here. Red Mist showing that there is counterplay to that Fuzzy, who are at least ready for the earlier part of it again. The great 2P mash there as well. Gonna get ourselves back to more of that mid-screen game plan here. Bit of a trade again, but the JD neutral gonna get the burst spent out, but catches the 6H startup with that Skyfish here again. But why are you backdashing? Why are you running? This health bar is gonna be disappearing at this point. Not enough to quite kill yet, but a bleeding bar on Miss, but 100 meter to work with.
Oh, that's a great start too, taking out that JD here with that BRC drift forward. That was Mix, oh my god. Okay, Red Mist in a very winnable round here, using that far slash, saying, do something, do something.
Doing something barely a sliver on the side of Lasagna. What would it be? And the DP to call out the empty jump. I love that for so many elements there. On block that can chip without FD, catches out an air option, catches out grounded throw off of the BRC forward. Such a strong option to represent. It's like being able to play rock, paper, scissors and throwing two options, it feels like, at once here. So Red Mist putting a game on the board. Another opportunity for no 3-0 to happen tonight, Jeek. Will we get a game 5?
I'm laughing at you saying rock, paper, scissors, but you get to throw two options. That is actually like such a good analogy. I'm sorry. Hopefully we get a game 5, man. We'll see. Definitely no 3-0s quite yet, man. Both of our players, or rather all of our players tonight in this top 8 bracket, all want a slice of this pie as much as the others, so no one falling without a fight. Evening things up, Red Mist is taking the upper edge right now with that Sacred Edge wall break. Going to be able to take out Lasagna Slayer here with that low HP. Lasagna saying, hey, I got the burst, but no sense in using it at this point. We're just going to bring it to the next round. Great job, Red Mist. You know, sometimes you just got to hand to your opponent. You know what? You got that one. Go next.
Absolutely great. TK ride the lightning as well, just to show you got it there. Red Mist seems to be so in control in this game 3 here. A great 2K on that block. Out Stun Dipper, sending through the wall. Shock State applied. Forgotten again, 5P just to kind of essentially give ourselves a free trap here again. Tries to bait out the burst here. Down here holding strong. Red Mist doing their best to keep the sequencing going, keep it their turn, but also covering all his burst tools here. But a great 2K press on that PRC. Oh, but you're thinking the overhead Fuzzy was coming in. The 2K actually clipped you instead, and that chunk of damage is going to have to be questioning those choices here. But still, Elite has started. The JD to keep it going. I think we can make it there for the super. It should be quite enough. It's not. We were able to get the full churn.
And the YRC does connect here. Lasagna Slayer trying to finish things off with that minigun, but the Red Mist not going to let you. Oh, safe jab? Wow. Wow.
So
great
often
stuff.
with these safe jabs, you see, you know they exist, right? But it feels like so often, if you're not kind of spot on with your timing, obviously it won't be a safe jab at that point, right? So Great stuff to Red Mist there, and Lasagna kind of feeling the pressure of that round end so quickly. A simple hit super would put you to that next round here, and Red Mist moves ahead in the set, at least up 2-1 right now. One more game will put him in that winner sides of grand finals. Top 2 minimum finish at this point, and a great chunk of that pot. But Lasagna Slayer was 8-0 in their ladder stage for a reason, so we'll be seeing them fight back here as well and try to take it to that game 5.
We'll see, man. Good jump in here from the Red Mist. Gonna be able to send you through with the Sacred Edge. Lasagna Slayer sitting here still healthy. Does have our burst. Gonna have to spend it early if we do get a hit, if we decide we want to spend it in this round. But the Red Mist sniffs it out, has the red RC to bait it, and puts ourselves on set point.
Red Mist here, Zavi just keeping the sequencing going. That call out on the burst could have potentially be a game winner, but this is Goldlewis Dickinson definitely capable of finding the right hit to make you question your choices. This damage is gonna be big. You're likely gonna die going through that wall, and you do. Great answer back by Lasagna, who still doesn't have a burst meter to work with. Unironically, not the worst case scenario here for Red Mist.
Oh, whoa, that was a fun one. I love seeing the Stun Dipper get the wall splat. The Red Mist here sitting there on the set point. 5D red RC. Doesn't get that close slash, but gets that next conversion after to send it through. Lasagna Slayer has one more guess to stay alive on this winner's side here. Potentially the Red Mist trying to close it out with this 50 tension. Slowing things down, both players fishing with our JDs. The Sacred Edge comes out but gets blocked.
Yeah, but there's the burst being spent. Burst into the laser. Burn down as well. Play the neutral for me, my giant orbital cannon. Definitely going to go ahead and put here. Backdashing away, not wanting to have anything to do with that drone. Tries to throw on the way in, but Red Mist just keeps on schmoving. And a 3-1 is going to cement their spot in grand finals.
Ganyan, I think you sniffed it out. Nanan actually going for that Giovanna instead of that Sin that we saw her on earlier. Probably because she wants it exactly for this Faust matchup. Despite that, Lurry running it down to the corner, getting started with this command grab.
Oh my gosh, these empty command grabs are getting Lurry so much value here, and that's just what good Faust will represent to you here. So used to that JD after to light the throw, but Lurry delaying so well. These micro glide walks here after these throwdowns are really kind of messing with Nanan, expecting what she's going to be seeing here. And a 5H option to wake up here. Tried to send the drill kick, but you can't drill kick a crouching Faust here. And then before it was a little too late, the explosion took her out here again. But just kind of feeling out this sequence. This Geo definitely has the speed to be able to do it. Lurry kind of pushed in this corner, stuck out. Gonna have to fight back here against this character that just presses that dash macro and can be absolutely in front of it again. But the boys got his back. Gonna get a bit of a knockdown to set up another item again. No full pickup here. Great FRC into that 2P as well to get spaces out the YRC as well. Mini Faust to cover as an extra layer too. Delays it here into that snip, 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 and the health bar is draining. Despite a fresh new dew, the aura walk is coming through, but no jump on the throw. Lurry just letting Nan know here, and it's only game 1.
Oh my god, dude. Lurry definitely got Nan heated, bro. When you pointed it out, she did that wake up 5H. I'm like, oh my god. But to be fair, the way Lurry is just doing that aura walk forward, getting those command grabs and trying to go for that hard read jump there at the very end. Oh my god, okay. So we definitely got the fun one out the bag. We have to see if Lurry is willing to commit to that bit, or if Nanan's going to be able to slow you down. She was willing to check quite a bit with some of those 5Ps and 2Ps, and even 5H, so we'll see what we got.
Got indeed. Let's look so far. 2K presses here. Gonna get caught out by that 5H to get us started as well. But there is the drill. Finding a hit this time. Then no crawl capable as well again. but Nanan getting Lurry kind of walked and stuck to this corner. Tries to play more of that falling Faust game plan in. Sends out the banana pea. There's a little potassium for your worries here, but a great 5P to fight this Faust off.
Yeah, we'll see what we got out here, guys. Good wild assault here from Lurry to keep that route going. Nice match here from Nanan. Going to be able to block out that J2K after the whiff 2H gets Nanan a chance to keep the pressure up. And there's her own throws. Nice stuff there using that PRC after 5D. She's really good at using those fast PRCs in general. Lurry keeping this pressure up though.
Pressure up, gets the switch as well. Oh no, full combo here to put Faust into the wall. Great utilization of that PRC just to make sure we continue the combo going. A few more hits is all we needed. And Nanan here, despite a pretty kind of one-sided game one, is getting this first round here of game two. So this Geo definitely feeling pretty right as far as a choice, but the mini Faust Armada there from the Trumpet gonna keep Lurry pushing in into this corner. Pulls out another mini Faust as well, a top tier in himself. The boxing coming in as well, great block on that PRC here, went to that 2K. The sequence never seems to end. Nana just trying to find her opportunity to fight back, but the 6P is gonna call her out of the sky, keep the routing going as well, and not gonna kill because it's Faust.
Yeah, maybe Lurry realized like, oh shit, like she's gonna burst now, so tried to go for like another wall spot very quickly instead of the super. I'm not sure, but still able to close out. Not a big, hey, you know what, don't even think about it. Oh my god, you see how many bombs there were, by the way? Oh my lord.
Definitely wild stuff here. Always curious what's going to be pulled out of that item super bag of tricks here again, but great air throw here on that high up IAD. Nanan getting the running momentum there to dash up and call it out. The pressure is going as well. Nanan here maybe showing us a bit of an illusion of what you can do to Faust as Geo. Do we have the infinite down here? Can we do the multiple fuzzy overhead? Will we even get an opportunity to show these skills at this point here again? But a great hold up is going to make that snip, snip, snip miss here as well. Put him through the wall with the super. Not a place you want to be, and there's no super PRC to pull you out of it. What could it be? But goes for the throw, spends it all on throw. A little live, laugh throw for Nanan, and unfortunately, gonna give another game over to Lurry, though it went very close in that game too.
Dude, awesome stuff right there. Lurry definitely sending the message out here on this Faust. I like Nanan committing to this Giovanna. She does have the opportunity to swap here if she really wanted to, but I could see this Giovanna making this comeback if she has the answers. It's got to take a second to come up with them, right? Go ahead. I mean, honestly, jump right out of the room to Avatar. Go ahead. Whew, take a breath. Come back in. We'll see. Nanan going to be showing us this Giovanna here. A character specialist of many breeds. Lurry, however, on this Faust, looking strong here with this 2-0. Could potentially be our first 3-0 of top 8. We'll see.
Would be wild to get our first one again, but Nanan definitely going to do her best. And a great whiff punish on that 6H again. So much recovery on that command normal from Faust, ensuring that she's so ready and uses that 214K PRC to keep it going and gets the throw again here. And have to Lurry spend out that burst, but the hammers keep a little bit of space here as well. Geo made in, though, did not throw a full sequence as well again, and able to move back to be able to pick up the trumpet just to make Lurry think that she's coming in here. Hits him with the full counter as well, but a great 6H round start here for Lurry in the second round here. Into another 2H as well, and already half of the life bar is gone.
Oh, man. Got to get creative here with this Afro usage. Going to be able to use... Oh, whoa, my God! That route from Lurry was so cool using that dash cancel BRC 5K to take Nanan here to the corner. That lit Afro is going to threaten the guard crush. Goes for another throw, but Nanan already sniffing these ones out.
Dude, Lurry with these walk forwards are absolutely killing me on this Faust. But why is Faust such a sick, like, just walk animation, man? He is just all stance up there here. But Nan saying, all right, nice walk, dude. But a burst immediately coming out from Lurry as well. That super would have been enough to kill from the air. Sometimes gonna go for a little bit extra than two. Gonna go ahead and flip PRCs as well. Falling with the JH and is enough to seal the round. And Nan keeping the streak strong of no 3-0s in top 8. Answers back in game 3 and gonna take us to a game 4.
Nan can I read that, Khalil? Actually, you guys go to the Twitch chat and go read what Nan just wrote in the Twitch chat, bro. That deserves a pin. That is so crazy. Nan showing you some crazy stuff out here to get game 3. We got to see what she has cooking. She's on something you haven't even seen going to game 4 in this Giovanna.
I love when players are able to play such high-level sweaty sets such as these and still take time to call out some good times with the fans of in Twitch chat here. But great stuff to Nan. Despite answering back as well, but Lurry is finding the right sequence, gonna put you through that wall, stores the meteor as well for their troubles, and catches you with the 5H, no full pickup as well with that counter hit, but you're getting air guard crush. What is gonna happen here as well? Lurry showing off a little bit of an FRC JT after, and Lurry's on set point.
Strong stuff out here. Lurry on set point again, but despite being on that set point earlier, Nan was ready to claw it back. With that being said, though, nice counter hit confirms here from Lurry to be able to send you through. Confirming with her tension as well. Nan not in a great spot here, going to keep it a million, but she does have her burst to fight back with. We'll see what she has.
Utilized here. RC routing, maybe gonna go ahead and spend as well. Great knockdown, then good chunk of damage here on to Lurry. The RC's forward to find a little bit of space, maybe answer back what Lurry was looking for. Didn't take the bite here as well, but that mix ends up being air blocked then, so no full pickup here. Go ahead and block out that Scarecrow PRC option again. Micro dashes, gets his Lurry's a little bit worried, a little bit questioning what the option's going to end up being here then. Close slash going to get us started, but the 5K into a 6H overhead as well. Nana spends the burst on the falling meteors as well. The homies keeps it going. The bomb bag is caught battling in. Another meteor's coming in as well, but good job blocking out the overhead. Lurry spends it all on throw and might end up being regretted, but it's Faust and he falls out, and the oddity works out in his favor. Nan had a chance to take us to another round, but Lurry is gonna see what IoT pulls. Lasagna Slayer as well, a behemoth in their own right. Let's see what kind of swings we'll be getting, what kind of knockdowns and bullshit blazing they'll be happening. And all get started with a 2P and already a burst being spent by Lurry.
We do have that trumpet to back us up, though. Blocking out those BTs, at least you got that trumpet to back you up as well. Lurry gonna have to block out the trumpet from Lasagna Slayer this time. The parade going down the other way. These BTs getting blocked out from Lurry. Great defense. The FDs coming out to try to avoid as much chip as possible. But Lasagna Slayer getting that follow-up hit and another parade. Man, third time's the charm. But good defense from Lurry staying alive.
Good defense indeed, but this character not built for some of these trades here, but good job calling out that Skyfish with that thrust. But here comes the laser, sends the blue wall, so I love that choice to go into the throw to get the iframe for the full animation. Gets the multiple FDC cancel Faust left, right as well here, and Lurry has found a way to bring this up. Actually be up in health right now over Lasagna, but burst into the level 3 drone. What is your counterplay gonna be? Nothing at that point. Actually combos into the bomb explosion. Wait a second, it hits Lasagna in the sequence instead!
Okay. Lurry is playing a different video game than we are, man. He is having so much fun out here with these interactions, and I'm having fun watching them right now. Having to block out that afro, but the high hit lets Lurry actually convert off of it. This Goldlewis stuck here in the corner, but the IBFDs from Lasagna Slayer have been amazing. Despite that, Lurry, with a well-placed anti-air, is going to send this Goldlewis through.
I'm still recovers from the way that round ended before. And Lurry here, off of what seemed to be like a bomb that was working against him, is likely gonna get this first game with a perfect as well. Lasagna's still thinking about that previous round as well, and somehow Faust finds a way to put up a perfect against Goldlewis here. What an insane game one.
Awesome stuff out here, man. Lurry definitely feeling himself. Lurry in the Discord saying, wait, there's green ping, as if that's a surprise that the connection is good. My man looking pretty good out here with this game win out here. Going into game 2, Lasagna Slayer trying to be aggressive on that round start, but Lurry active with that 5K. Gets this throw out here. Definitely feeling throw heavy so far in this top 4 portion of the top 8. Keeping this Goldlewis in the corner. Great stuff. Lasagna able to walk over the first bunch of bananas, but the peel keeps you down.
Kept it down indeed here. And when are you going to be able to spend this burst? Likely not going to be his sequence. Could potentially spend it in an early hit here in this round. Yeah, not going to end up happening. The damage is racked on too quick. And Lurry picked a really good route here. Unfortunately, no wall stick in that sequence. Hammer playing it for me. Also got the little homie mini Faust as well to cover any of these options here. A very strong first round here of game 2 for Lurry. Finds that 2H, gets a few item pulls as well again, but kind of keeping this Goldlewis having to commit right there. And there it is, the menacing walk from Faust himself here. Lurry finding a way to win on so many fronts in this set so far.
Oh, good defense here from Lasagna Slayer, being able to fight out that little homie, but the wild assault confirmed from Lurry. Oh my god, okay. There's a world where one of those 2-piece wall splats. But Lasagna Slayer stays alive here, at least on this side of the screen. But catching you with that counter hit 2H, wanting to keep it going with that bombo. Lasagna Slayer almost getting our own here. So many bombs on the screen, and these BTs are great to confirm with them. A little 2+ on that JH. I think Lurry avoided it with a crawl, but we're back to the wall in the corner. The FD is only temporary. The tension is 0. The death is incoming, but who's it going to be? Lurry able to get out of this corner and crosses you up with the mix. Wild assault confirming into the combo, but not enough to kill.
Oh my gosh, I was a little bit worried. There's almost a bit of a happy accident, at least for working in Lasagna's favor there, but Lurry keeping the pressure going. It was also a bit worried after that deflect shield came out too, but a lot of Lurry's choices kept them close enough to continue that pressure and then punish Lasagna trying to do anything after. But you know, guys, we have yet to see a 3-0 tonight. Would our first one be in losers finals? Absolutely a wild sequence considering how dominating Lasagna seemed to be playing in that latter side of it all here. But this is Goldlewis. A couple good behemoths are all you need to seal out a round and maybe a game here. But Lurry looking unstoppable.
Dude, I gotta say, Lurry was definitely having a little bit of fun. But Insert said in the Twitch chat, a $200 prize pool and DB Zombies in grand finals. And I think since then, Lurry has locked in, bro. Look at this. Lasagna Slayer trying to slow down this Faust. Catches you there with that red RC, puts you in the corner.
And stuck here you are, getting absolutely rattled down, but jumps out from the Scarecrow. Snip here. Lurry spending out that burst. Oh, they're 5-8. Sorry, their thrust, I should say, getting caught by the behemoth there at the extended hurt box as well. Bomb goes off, but victory comes up for Lasagna here. A great first round going in their favor. Tries to hit out on that bomb, but the 2H going to catch you for counter hit and slipping again. Outweighs through here. Good trade. Works out in your favor. Faust just a little bit taller as well with that afro, but a great backdash to get out of that behemoth here. Gonna put you likely through this wall and build up that positive bonus here. Definitely a great answer back from Lurry, but Lasagna ever coming in as well. The sequence is coming through. Oh, whiffs on that behemoth, but gets picked up again here. Likely going to be hanging on to this burst no matter what, unless there's a win in sight. But when does it end? The longer you delay it out, the more burst you're just giving Lurry here. And Lurry answering back in the rounds and now finds himself on set point.
Man, nice round start there, keeping this Goldlewis back. That little goober there
can potentially come back and stir up the pot. We just need him to show up there. He's coming! He's coming! He's coming!
Oh Lord, he's coming here. I gotta say, I was wondering if he'd ever come back at this point, and he just kept moving forward here. Lasagna feeling the sweat. He's like, I'm about to get jumped right now. And what's supposed to be a 1v1 fight here. The sequence never ending. The super's coming out. Lasagna feeling the pressure. Lurry saying, hey, I could have got a more optimal sequence, but take this wheelchair to the shin real quick. I don't think it's actually enough to kill. I'm like, this Faust super is never gonna kill, and Lurry does the impossible and delivers us our first 3-0. 2 best of 5s, 2 first to 3s to take home that first place here, while Red Mist just simply needs to claim one of those potential 2 sets to get it going. And so far, Burst going in the advantage of Red Mist here, but an immediate answer back after that 5K anti-air.
Here we go. Going to use that Afro Pop to convert into a reset, actually. Great stuff using that Scarecrow here, but Red Mist able to fight out and use that 5D to carry you back through the wall. Wow. Great stuff. Great screen positioning there from Red Mist. Good routing.
Wow, and that 2P actually going to end up giving the space that Lurry was looking for here. With these backdashes on these IDJH attempts here, Red Mist showing you that depending on your backdash startup, these JDs might not be an option. Another DP coming out. Not sure if that was something we were looking for. Maybe a potential air fireball miss input. Potentially trying to call out Faust's ability to come in from multiple angles from that Scarecrow. But not going to happen at this point. Basic strike throw happening. Getting both players sporting a new haircut as well again. Faust able to shave that off though.
I like how Lurry was able to use our own Afro to get that Love Guard Crush and then get the Guard Crush again there after the Red Mist Afro had been ignited. So, man, Faust making us feel we're playing against Goldlewis, how often we're Guard Crushed out here. But good JD here against the Red Mist. Going to use that Sacred Edge, that Stun Edge to keep fighting, but an awesome air throw from Lurry.
Absolutely. So dang ready for all these options there, but a great 6H to get us started. This route is going to do so much damage. Ends it early enough to try to keep the spacing, but the H Fireball just crouched underneath. Crawl is such a strong mechanic if you know when to use it, and Lurry is showing us why, taking the first game of Grand Finals.
Yeah, the Red Mist right there. I think we did block the first hit of the 2K, which is a mid, but it is a 3-hitter, and those 2 hits are lows. Getting caught right there, Lurry was able to finish it off. Nice stuff getting that first game, but Ganny, I already told you guys, we're going to be here for a minute if you're rooting for Lurry. So the Red Mist, going to see what we have here. Definitely been sitting pretty up there on that winner's side. Having to watch Lurry cook it down here from the loser's side. He definitely has that momentum in his favor. We'll see if the Red Mist, maybe getting the cool off watching the sets is going to pay off here in the long run.
Absolutely, but have to work through Zabi, who's absolutely played so well on this Kai tonight here. Great block on that 5D, and a reversal snip says, hey, nice strike throw. Would it be a shame if I command grab that throw option here? Red Mist not feeling great. Fast RC cancel them, potentially offering a high-low, just simply going into that throw option again. Blocked on the overhead follow-up here, but the dash up snip once again gives Kai a fresh new cut. 5K me to keep you stuck in this corner, trying to jump out again, but just being jailed in over and over. Gonna put you through the wall, still has access to that Afro option. Throwing that Bam Bag out here. Dark Rush coming over, and if you block it, the mix is coming in, and great side switch on that mix to seal up that first round.
Yeah, that is so insane, man. Able to steal the corner and get that cross up. Yeah, the Red Mist not falling for any of these hard committal options. At least not any longer. Going to try not to. Able to dodge out that first command grab, DPing you through and putting Lurry here in the corner. Great tech to fight back here against this strike throw here. Blocking out that red RC mix. The Red Mist trying to frame trap you. Lurry not falling for it too bad here, but it looks like the Red Mist with that red RC Stun Dipper is going to be able to even up the rounds.
I love seeing both of our players fighting back, busting out every tool they have in that tool chest here. big chunk of money on the line here. First place going to take a pretty sizable portion of that $200 plus pot here as well. Lurry just missing out on that FRC cancel as well. Definitely not too hurt about the super coming in as well again, and now not even having a chance to spend that burst despite the low damage super. This isn't season 1. You're going through the wall here when Faust knocks you down with that super. 2-0 for Lurry. But even if they win this next game, they'll have to win a whole nother set as well. But right now, Lurry's looking unstoppable, Jeek.
Yeah, strong stuff here. Lurry definitely feeling that momentum out here. And I'm going to keep it a million. The chat definitely liking what we're seeing out here on Lurry's side. My man having fun, but also being lethal out here. Now, that's not to say that the Red Mist is also playing awesome out here, doing some strong stuff out here on the Kai. Frame trapping you a bit, showing you some strike throw pressure that Lurry's had some interesting answers to. So we'll see going to this game 3. Reminder, Red Mist is on that winner's side. You know, God forbid you lose this game 3-0, whatever. You still got that reset potentially. We'll see if Lurry's going to take us there.
Oh my gosh, and what a 5K route from round start, breaking the wall as well. Unfortunately extends out the hurt box. He gets clipped here by that 5H coming in again. And we just went through the wall initially, immediately getting sent back then to the beginning part of the stage. But Lurry with a great whiff punish here. PRCs off of that Scarecrow. Keeps the combo going, but the strike throw is coming in pretty hot right now. Can't take too many more of these sequences. About 2 more throws and rounds over. 1 good strike could definitely do it as well here. What will it be? How will Lurry choose to fight back eventually when the time does come? Crawls underneath it again, but jumps out over the Scarecrow PRC and throws it on the way back down. Red Mist was so ready for that.
Yeah, man. Like I said, the Red Mist doesn't want to fall for these committal options any longer. I think Lurry, I'm keeping it a million, has been able to just... I think you said it earlier. You know, Lurry's been betting all on black, man. And at this point, the Red Mist says, "Hey, you know, you can't win it all the time." Good thrust pressure here, keeping this Kai down in the corner. But that command grab coming out again. The Red Mist has that Afro applied. Tries to go for the backdash, potentially trying to call out the meaty, calling out that command grab again, but this time going to be caught again. Nice tension spend from Lurry. Not enough to kill, though. Red Mist can be able to fight back.
Absolutely. Here is the mini Faust calling it out. Oh my gosh, you're so worried about so many of the options. What could it be? If I even clip the mini Faust, I have to block anyway, and Lurry uses that patience you're showing to get the command grabbed in. But the charge wall cell here after not going to go ahead and get any more. This isn't the beginning of season 3 or 3.5 at that point. No longer able to special cancel after that is blocked. And Lurry has just looked so in control for most of this set so far. Routes perfectly over the trumpet being picked up by Red Mist here again. But both these players kind of play back the full screen. Has at least 50 tension to work with for Red Mist, for potential cancel. Maybe we would see a dragon install as well. Great delay on that FPRC forward then. Clips him with that 5K. Pressure continues to go here. Press at the wrong time and your health bar can absolutely disappear. It's likely going to be one of those wrong time presses. Riding the lightning straight into keeping that 3-0 off the board. And Red Mist answers back, and we're going to game 4.
Nice stuff right there. Great stuff. I got to say, Red Mist, awesome corner pressure. Definitely a strong opponent in terms of putting our opponents in the grand blue zone, right? Keeping their back to the wall, trying to frame trap them, trying to stagger them out. And in this case, it's been really paying off for the Red Mist, getting that counter hit 2H there. Lurry getting taken out here, but already with a 1-game lead up here, 2-1. We got to see, maybe Lurry just going to have to take some more information here. Nice job catching the Red Mist. Has our burst, going to be able to spend it. We'll try to stay on this side of the screen.
Trying to find your way in as you begin to represent that dash block to work around these normals. The command grab off of that Scarecrow PRC can absolutely come in, but a great strike throw sequence here as well. Keeps it going, pushes Faust all the way to the corner again. One wrong guess could be absolutely it here for Lurry in this round. Great defense, great bar choices as well. Again, going ahead and trade, great trade combo here. Red Mist keeps it going. No burst coming out from Lurry as well again. Excuse me, jumped over again. Wow, calls out the command grab with the jump as well. Throw into the OTG was enough to seal it here. And Red Mist is absolutely warming up right now in this set here. Feeling the pressure as the sequence continues to move forward, but a great round start wall break here from Lurry. Go ahead and put stuff in that positive bonus. Give them access to likely 100 meter very soon. Expect a Scarecrow PRC to potentially be the thing that sets you free.
Dude, that close slash not connecting a second ago was crazy, by the way. Despite that, the Red Mist keeping this up. The burst is going to be able to push it back. That mini Faust is going to stay active, by the way. Didn't even trigger yet, so could potentially still be an effect here. The Red Mist is going to be able to throw you back into this corner. The Mix is going to bring it down to the other side of that screen. Lurry using that Scarecrow fast PRC to be such a threat here against the Red Mist. You can't take a second to breathe out here against this Faust because that gap is going to be closed.
Indeed here, but great route by Red Mist. Gonna put Lurry through that wall again, and here we are in this third round. No burst on either side, but positive working for Red Mist in their favor. Pushes through the wall with the Sacred Edge. Good chunk of damage. Shock State applied as well here. But a burst has to be spent immediately to keep themselves in this round. Gonna try to hit the slots one more time, see what we can pull out. Did not come up all sevens quite yet here. No full combo being picked up again. Not trying to interact with the rest of the stuff on the screen. And Red Mist bringing it back here, taking us to game 5 of the potential first set of grand finals.
Man, I really agree with the Red Mist decision there to spend the RTL as soon as possible, just to keep it simple, especially because I think you saw the bomb exploded as soon as the Super Flash ended, or started. So we'll see. Here we go, guys. Going to game 5. Man, got to see the Red Mist definitely clawing it back here. Lurry maybe puttering out here, or perhaps charging up for another strike. Another Lurry secret attack out here. But right now, the Red Mist is going to get shimmied a bit. Going to be counter hit on that whiff throw.
So he pulls out Meteors as well again to keep the sequence going here. Man grab gets jumped out of. We have the Meteor to PRC and pick up on that landing recovery. Lurry just making sure that any of their options they're going for, they have a bit of Meteor to call it out when the time comes for. Gonna go ahead and push it through the wall. What is this indeed here? Hits you right in the shin. I felt that one all the way from home. And Lurry is gonna find themselves on set point and essentially reset point as well. But it will have to come from Red Mist not being able to find a way, get it out of this foul sequence. Great block on that JD overhead too, but Ketchu holding down while the system was still up again here. But these meteors are coming in foreverly. It feels like it never ending. The meteor shower is forever raining. A great block on that 5D. No RC to keep the pressure sequence going. Mini Faust, where are you going? Your boy needs you right now. Oh, he heard him. He's coming right back, G.
He's coming.
It's not over quite yet. The close slash coming in. If Lurry can just find a sequence to push you through the wall, it won't be enough to kill. But positive bonus is a great place to start. This advantage is so big.
Okay, here we go. It's going to be that 2P to zone back out this Red Mist for a little bit longer. That the Flex Shield buys you just a moment of time. But Lurry pulls out that 5D to bring us all to the ParagOnline 69 12 a.m. bracket. Here we go. We're going to midnight out here in the grand finals reset. Lurry, definitely a threat to behold.
And with the way this night is going, Jeek, I am not surprised. You know, I feel like so many of our sets tonight, these players have absolutely pushed each other to their maximum, show what they got here, show if they have what it takes to seal that money here. But, you know, Zavi on our Red Mist, I should say, definitely kind of has a lot of sequences going in their direction, but Lurry seems to be navigating so well around these items, utilizing all these great tools, never representing a lot of the same sequences when Afro is applied or what they do after Scarecrow PRC. Just immaculate stuff from this Faust, but anyone can still take it here. Maybe it was just 5 games of figuring out your opponent just to be able to take home that big prize. And a deep run-up throw is a great way to start.
Yeah, the red mist definitely starting off strong here. I love how Lurry just maneuvers that mix. That it's going to be unsafe on block no matter how you're using it there, but use it almost as like a frame trap to catch the red mist. But despite that, your back is still to the wall. That HP is getting a little low here. At this point, okay, yeah, spends the burst to try to stay alive here, but the red mist pulls up with that PRC despite the hammer, was able to weave our way through that item and get the throw regardless.
Great DP answer now, but the falling hammer, even though you got the hit, not going to get much more further reward here again. Rare moment of Faust not being ready for it, being able to block that sequence coming here. Great routing, going to go into that sacred edge, put you through the wall, and such a big advantage here for Red Mist so far in this first set. RC's after that throw, likely gonna be able to pick it up. No, not able to hit the wall assault after as well. The advantage is still pretty great. That could be enough. Oh, we're getting a little bit antsy on our toes here. Catches out that backdash again. Beers is gonna throw. Lurry put back in this corner, but the homies got him going again. Knocked down mid-screen. Try to do a bit of a safe jump again. Another backdash here from Red Mist. This time again as well. Has to spend the gold burst to take a potential chance to get the round. But Red Mist gonna take that first game of the grand finals reset. And a bit of a back and forth in the game count so far. Kind of curious to see how this set will end up shaking up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it actually the fattest with you. I have no idea what just happened there at the end. A little bit of a Hail Mary gold burst there, but Lurry with the walk back, the red mist, able to fight back out. Bro, we're going here to game 2. We're getting hit with the question mark pings, but there's no time to stop. We got to get something started out here with that 100-ton weight. Good stuff here. The burst comes out. The red mist keeping that pressure up, able to ping pong with these bombs.
For a second there, I thought we were comboing into another bomb. I cannot lie. Like, that was looking such good delays here from Lurry, but Red Mist finding this incredibly strong route here. Look at the damage just coming out into this Faust character. No guts showing on full display, but a great snip to keep the sequence going here. Wow, snip, fast PRC, slides and catches out that stun dipper again. But so many backdashes from Red Mist being called out here. I imagine Lurry will be adjusting a lot of their pressure then to get Red Mist to stop doing this here, but you can't. You're not getting punished hard enough for it. Why would you stop?
Okay, there's 2 bombs on top of each other. Don't be mistaken. Nice stuff here. That little goober is going to be able to get something started. Dude, I'm going to keep it a million. These items have been amazing out here for Lurry. 5D is going to be the mix. Red Mist has this burst, but you got to get creative with the spend time because Lurry can use these items to try to bait through it. I mean, until then, it's going to be the stun for Red RC. Going to be able to send you through the wall. Lurry taking some damage here, but still in a great spot.
Great shot as well here. Red Mist on not a lot of life left. Sends the Foudre arc, hits the 2K's recovery as well. Fast RC, 5D to another RC, but does not get a full pickup here on Lurry. 2P checks as well, keeps the throw pressure coming in strong. We are doing a lot of walk and a great call out on the burst. Red Mist adjusting their pressure there to make Lurry a little bit more nervous on what their choices were going to be. And now the advantage is so strong with an air throw as well going to this third round.
Okay. Whew. Okay. Nice stuff out here. Red Mist really taking advantage of these bursts. And I got to say, taking advantage of this combo here too. The Sacred Edge is going to give us that shock state here. We also are building up that positive bonus here. Try to go for the 5D, but Lurry checking you with that 2P, the immediate Abare here to try to get out of that corner. It's going to be that multi-hitting 2K, the Red Mist. 2K hits 3 times. It's a mid in 2 rows.
So many hits coming out here, but Red missed with this great rowdy. Not enough to quite kill. There is 50 on Lurry's side as Reddy immediately sends it on that Scarecrow PRC to keep it going. Hits him with the side switch, but not a switch at all. Pockets of meteors as well. A best place to be in, but 100 meter to work against here. What will be the sequence as well? Lurry making their way out, tries to escape with the mix, but caught in the recovery of the far slash. And Lurry, despite resetting this whole grand finals here, would now have to do the most heroic thing of a reverse sweep here in this reset.
Okay, Lurry, take a second. Don't hit rematch. Just wait. Take a breath. I do love that answer there at the end, trying to use that mix just to get away, but it's not safe enough, guys, especially not if Red Mist is on it to try to close it out there. So there we go. Taking that breath. We're going out here to this game 3. Regardless of what happens, guys, ParagOnline 69 has been fire. I've been having a great time watching it with y'all, and we probably got a few more matches in our repertoire. We'll have to see. But the Red Mist starting off strong with this round, getting the throw already.
Absolutely, no better place but to have this character push to here. Great 2K frame kill here to keep it going. This time sends that 2K, gonna clip Lurry on their startup, then put them through the wall with the super. Definitely a blinking health bar, and Red Mist here just keeps it going. Lurry with 2 incorrect guesses finds themselves potentially losing out on tournament point. A great catch out on that backdash with the close left. Gonna force Red Mist to spend that burst immediately.
Nice stuff here. That dash cancel to keep that pressure up here. Goes for the shimmy to get the air-to-air counter hit. Lurry trying to be aggressive here out of that corner, especially with 6P. Wanting to build up some more meter here to try to turn that mix into true mix. Going to be able to get some hits here against the Red Mist. It's going to be that tension spend on the wall break instead. Positive bonus can be building up now.
You'd rather be. Positive bonus is music to the ears when it is yours. And Lurry holds up, finds the call out to the throw, answers back, and keeps themselves in this tournament. But Red Mist once again has gotten here with so much defense. This second set has been going their way so often here at that point. But all it takes is the right call out from Lurry, the right read, the right Scarecrow PRC to get going, or the right call out on that backdash again. Potentially gets a chance to answer back, but a simple run-up throw here. Now it changes the point. 5D RC going to be caught out again, but a great 5P mash to take it back from just having none of that. Maybe spending the burst themselves.
Oh man, Lurry getting bursted back here into the corner. Red Mist was able to weave it out despite that red RC being sent through here. We have the burst to fight back with the thrust connects. Red Mist was a little preempted there with that 2P, and it pays off in Lurry's favor. Throwing out that item, preemptive against the stun dipper as well, but gets it with that 100 tension, immediate RTL spend, locking out the burst, and the Red Mist takes it 3-0 in the grand finals reset of ParagOnline 69.
Nice.